Good evening, everybody. Whoa, that's a little dark. Why don't we shed some light on this situation? Holy moly. There we Oh, geez. Blind myself to death. And I gotta find my damn sunglasses. Oh, geez. Whew, that's bright on the face. Man, oh Lord, oh good almighty. That's a little better. Now I don't feel like I'm being my retinals are burning off my face. Holy cow. Good to see you, Christine. Good to see you. Good to see you. Oh, you guys are in for some fun tonight. I mean, just this is gonna be awesome. So I've got a special treat for all of you guys tonight. And we'll see if it gets us in any trouble. Hopefully it doesn't. I mean, the plan is not to get us in trouble tonight, but if it does, just know that there's only so much you can do about it. There's only so much that you can do about staying out of trouble. And well, if we do get booted, I'll have us over there on the Rumble side. I hope I set it up over there. Let me find out. If I didn't, then I can set it up really quick, but I'm pretty sure it's set up over there. Yeah, it looks like it is up and running. Nice. That's good. So I've got all you fine folks over there on the Rumble. Pop that thing out there so I can see you guys on the Rumble. I'm not going to pull up the Kick because what I'm doing tonight might just get me in, might start having problems, and then I can pull it up later. But what I've got for you, hey, Flatty, good to see you, man. Oh, Lord Almighty, I feel my temperature rising. It's gonna be good tonight. I have got something really neat in store for you guys. Now, you can always find this on your own, but for those of you that don't do the Twitter stuff, I've got something really special for y'all. I'll bring it up here shortly. Start watching people float in here. Yes. If you're ready for it, man, oh Lord Almighty, start hitting that thumbs up, start smacking those things around, getting them in a kind of mood that's going to be just a blast. And we might end up with a few guests tonight. If we do, cool. If we don't, cool too. This is going to be a good one. So tasty. So sweet. So right now, currently, we are watching the caucuses and nothing's happening. So just so you know, here we go. I'll show you really quick so you can see. So what we're watching is this right here. So currently 0%, nothing's reporting. Polls close in about 2 hours. Okay. So they'll be coming up along pretty shortly. It will be coming along pretty shortly. We've got zeros all across the board. And of course, for the primaries, none of these candidates won drastically against Nikki Haley. Like doubled Nikki Haley. That shows you how much they really wanted her. So if you look at these numbers, you can pretty much guess that this is about what it's going to look like all across the board. Carson City, about 58%, 65, 63, 62. And we can look at all the counties, 76, 73, 82, 74, 75. She pretty much lost out Nevada in a hard way. I don't see a single county here that got anything higher than, yeah, she was pretty low all the way across. Surprised they even gave her that much. So we're going to be keeping an eye on that as things come in. And of course, as you currently see, there is nothing happening there. But that's the beauty of it. Whenever nothing is happening there, there is something happening here. So if you don't like politics, well, you can just mute me. Because here we go. There we go, with a little bit of Tucker Carlson.
The following is an interview with the president of Russia, Vladimir Putin, shot February 6, 2024 at about 7 p.m. in the building behind us, which is, of course, the Kremlin. The interview, as you will see if you watch it, is primarily about the war in progress, the war in Ukraine, how it started, what's happening, and most pressingly, how it might end. One note before you watch. At the beginning of the interview, we asked the most obvious question, which is, why did you do this? Did you feel a threat, an imminent physical threat? And that's your justification. And the answer we got shocked us. Putin went on for a very long time, probably half an hour, about the history of Russia going back to the 8th century. And honestly, we thought this was a filibustering technique and found it annoying and interrupted him several times. And he responded he was annoyed by the interruption. But we concluded in the end, for what it's worth, that it was not a filibustering technique. There was no time limit on the interview. We ended it after more than 2 hours. Instead, what you're about to see seemed to us sincere, whether you agree with it or not. Vladimir Putin believes that Russia has a historic claim to parts of Western Ukraine.
Does it?
So our opinion would be to view
Amazing.
it in that light as a sincere expression of what he thinks. And with that, here it is.
Here we
Mr.
go.
President, thank you. On February 22nd, 2022, you addressed your country in a nationwide address when the conflict in Ukraine started. And you said that you were acting because you had come to the conclusion that the United States, through NATO, might initiate a, quote, surprise attack on our country.
Wow. I mean, this is pretty solid right here. This is better than I hoped for, because I was not expecting him to have this kind of sit down with Putin. That was not what I was expecting at all. Not what I was expecting at all. Oh, wait. What do we got here? Let me see something real quick. Might have some breaking news. We'll see. I don't know. I'll keep an eye on it. If something comes up here, I'm gonna bring it up really quick, but it doesn't look like anything's happening with it. I'll be interrupted really abruptly. There's some news about to happen. We'll see what exactly it is. Got some remarks on some things, and might be good, might be bad, but I'll be keeping an eye out. Let me get this thing set up really quick, because want to make sure that I've got my live reactions turned off. I forgot to do that. Sorry. Forgot to turn off the live reactions. I'm really bad at this kind of stuff sometimes. And visibility public, news, politics, and politics. We're going to put it. Yep, no. Yep, no. There, and there. And yeah, that should work. That should work right there. So Putin is not a very big man. I thought he was a little larger than he actually is. Doesn't look like we're getting any trouble yet. Everything's going good. Everything's green. I guess we'll find out. Stream health. Stream is healthy. Excellent. Stream status. And we'll see if or serious issues need attention. Analytics. We're doing good. Doesn't look like I've got any problems with my issues. All right, that's good. I like to see that. Making sure that it goes good here. Sorry about that. I'm just double checking everything, making sure we're not getting in any kind of troubles here, because that would be bad. So here we go. Continuing on.
And to American ears, that sounds paranoid. Tell us why you believe the United States might strike Russia out of the blue. How did you conclude that?
It's not that America, the United States, was going to launch a surprise strike on Russia. I didn't say that. Are we having a talk show or a serious conversation?
Damn.
Here's the quote. Thank you. It's a formidable serious talk.
Because your basic education is in history, as far as I understand.
Yes.
So if you don't mind, I will take only 30 seconds or 1 minute to give you a short reference to history for giving you a little historical background.
Please.
Let's look where our relationship with Ukraine started from. Where did Ukraine come from? The Russian state started gathering itself as a centralized statehood And it is considered to be the year of the establishment of the Russian state in 862.
Wow.
When the
862.
townspeople of Novgorod invited a Varangian prince, Rurik, from Scandinavia to reign. In 1862, Russia celebrated the 1000th anniversary of its statehood. And in Novgorod, there is a memorial dedicated to the 1000th anniversary of the country.
Wow.
In 882, Rurik's successor, Prince Oleg, who was actually playing the role of regent at Rurik's young son, because Rurik had died by that time, came to Kiev. He ousted two brothers who apparently had once been members of Rurik's squad. So Russia began to develop with two centers of power, Kiev and Novgorod. The next very significant date in the history of Russia was 988.
Nice.
This was the baptism of Russia, when Prince Vladimir, the great-grandson of Rurik, baptized Russia and adopted Orthodoxy, or Eastern Christianity. From this time, the centralized Russian state began to strengthen. Why? Because of the single territory, integrated economic ties, one and the same language, and, after the baptism of Russia, the same faith and rule of the prince. The centralized Russian state began to take shape. Back in the Middle Ages, Prince Yaroslav the Wise introduced the order of succession to a throne.
Okay. I like this.
But after he passed away, it became complicated for various reasons.
It's pretty cool.
The throne was passed not directly from father to eldest son, but from the prince who had passed away to his brother, then to his sons in different lines.
That's interesting.
All this led to the fragmentation and the end of Rus as a single state.
Rus as a single state.
There was
Okay.
nothing special about it. The same was happening then in Europe. But the fragmented Russian state became an easy prey to the empire created earlier by Genghis Khan. His successors, namely Batu Khan, came to Rus, plundered and ruined nearly all the cities. The southern part, including Kiev, by the way, and some other cities, simply lost independence, while northern cities preserved some of their sovereignty.
Ah,
They had to pay tribute to the horde, but they managed to preserve some part of their sovereignty.
okay.
And then a unified
Sovereignty.
Russian state began to take shape with its center in Moscow. The southern part of Russian lands, including Kiev, began to gradually gravitate towards another magnet, the center that was emerging in Europe.
It's pretty interesting.
This was the Grand Duchy of Lithuania. It was even called the Lithuanian Russian Duchy, because Russians were a significant part of this population. They spoke the old Russian language and were Orthodox. But then there was a unification, the union of the Grand Duchy of Lithuania and the Kingdom of Poland. A few years later, another union was signed, but this time already in the religious sphere. Some of the Orthodox priests became subordinate to the Pope. Thus, these lands became part of the Polish-Lithuanian state. During decades, the Poles were engaged in Polonization of this part of the population.
Polonization.
They introduced their language there, tried to entrench the idea that this population was not exactly Russians, that because they lived on the fringe, they were Ukrainians. Originally, the word Ukrainian meant that a person was living on the outskirts of the state, along the fringes, or was engaged in a border patrol service. It didn't mean any particular ethnic group. So the Poles were trying to in every possible way to colonize this part of the Russian land.
Wow. They don't like it, do they? Warning, we've detected video in your stream. Oh boy. Stream may... We detected video in your stream belonged to someone else. Your stream may be temporarily... Ooh, warning. More info. Let's see. Content ID matching. YouTube automatically generates. Huh. All right. Yeah, we'll keep that one. We'll keep that one for later. Damn, they're being difficult, aren't they? Ooh, they didn't like that. It's been temporarily blocked. Damn. Sorry, guys. We'll see if it comes back. Holy cow. Looks like they don't like that too much. Well, I see. Yeah, right there. Mm-hmm. Let's see. It's gonna come back to me. It'll be back eventually. There we go. It's back. It is back. Holy cow. No. Damn it. You need CPR? No, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, see, this kind of stuff happens whenever you play copyrighted stuff. Damn it. But cool thing is, here's the cool thing. Although it's blocked there, we'll show that stuff later. There is something else that's coming up. We'll be watching it whenever it comes up here. You just have to bear with me because it's very important. Impotent. We'll see what happens. We shall see what happens. Hello, Soulless One. Yes, I am back. I'm back with a vengeance. And of course, we were watching we were watching Tucker Carlson's interview, but you know what's going to happen? We'll take that to another space here shortly. Not immediately. I want to get you guys all satiated here on this portion of it. Maybe we'll end up with like a couple of police chases in the meantime. I figured this was going to happen, but I was prepared for that. Let's put it that way. I was prepared for something like this to happen. So I've got other stuff. I'm just waiting for something else to actually show up. And as soon as it does, then we will continue on with that. We won't bring up any more of this right here because that'll just get us in trouble. Little bastards. They don't like it, do they? They really don't want that stuff to get out. Hey, Just Dawn, how's it going? Download it first and play it back with the imagery first. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. They'll still get you somehow. So I'll just I knew I needed to bring up my my stuff right before that happened. So we will get back to that, just not right now. Look at that. Jeez, I am got all you wonderful folks here just chilling out, waiting for it to happen. I've been waiting for the past, I don't know, 20 minutes for something to come up on my screen, and I've just been it hasn't shown yet. So I may have to show something else in the meantime. Oh wow, this is going to be good. This is going to be good. So you can see where now you guys may not like her. Number 11, will you be number 12? There you go. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Damn it. I thought I had done something I didn't do. Invite copy. But they've got one. Do you want some? And there we go. That'll work. Cool. Got that happening. All right. I just had to make sure everything was set and good. Let me bring this over here so I can watch it on this side. So this is something brought to you by your wonderful people at the White House. You're gonna like this. Here we go. You may the lady you love to hate. The lady you love to hate. What I'm going to do is I'm put on subtitles because it's so funny. The subtitles are hilarious. Damn it! Why is it doing that? And full screen. Okay. There's what I'm looking for. Playback speed 1.25. There we go. That should work. I had to stage. So this was about 5 hours ago.
Smells like a chimney. Fireplace. Good afternoon, everybody. I just have really one quick thing at the top, and then we'll get going with all of your questions. So as you all know, this afternoon, the president looks forward to seeing Leader Jeffries, Chair Aguilar, and other top leaders and members of the House Democratic Caucus. You can expect to hear the president talk about our shared focus on delivering important progress for the American people, from rebuilding America with record jobs, small businesses, economic growth, and rising wages, to protecting and expanding access to health care and taking on big pharma. Taking historic action to combat.
So they're taking on big pharma while they're supporting big pharma. That's hilarious. Hello, everyone in the chat. Sean Bird, good to see you. Sorry I missed all you guys if I didn't say hello in the first place. It's wonderful to see all of you. Thank you for coming by. Really, we are covering a little bit of the caucuses, and pretty soon we should start getting some polls in, and it won't be long. Whenever we do, it's gonna be awesome. Judge Mafia. Love it.
Climate change, gun violence, and efforts to roll back our fundamental freedoms.
But they're looking to take our fundamental freedoms away whenever they do this kind of thing. Jean-Luc retired.
And that's in stark contrast to what House Republicans are focused on. Right now, they're sowing chaos, undercutting our national security, and playing political games.
Really? Because it sounds to me like you guys once playing in political games, sweetheart.
As the president said earlier this week, Republicans have to decide
who's they gonna suck off. Yeah, that was a character in Star Trek, wasn't it? No, that was Sulu. That's what it was. Hey, and just because I think that this person is the most wonderful, most adorable, most gorgeous, most darling, just I cannot say enough good things. So let's bring her in with some beautiful music. Hey Mo, what the hell? is this?
The wheel of wigs picked dude guy. I either look like Haley Joel Osment's higher testosterone brother, which kind of creeps me out. Um, like one of the Try Guys, which also creeps me out, or I'm gonna be on Libs of TikTok tomorrow, and I don't even teach to a preschool, which, I'd like to say right now I don't. But, the wheel of wigs spoke, and dude guy was what it picked, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna be on Libs of TikTok tomorrow. Someone's gonna die." My husband just walked in, and he's like, "Some days I should have asked you if you were in theater before we got together." And I was like, "You're stuck with me now." He
It's just like, well, if I knew I was going to be dating a guy, I mean, come on.
he's like, "What in the actual hell is going on here?" And I was like, "Look, the wheel of wigs spoke. I'm dude guy tonight." And he's like, I'm going to Lowe's." So I wanted to come on and say hi, and I'm just gonna take this off, get my regular hair on, but I figured I'd let you see either Rick Moranis and, oh gosh, was Rachel Maddow got together one evening, and I'm the result.
Well, you should have told him and said, well, if you're going to Lowe's, pick me up a box of nails.
Like, I'm allowed to play with his tools. I can't look, I have ruined things because apparently you're supposed to get a bigger bit instead of just wiggling the drill up and down.
Something like, oh, here it comes. Here it comes. This is what I wanted. All right.
The Council releases findings today about their look into my handling of classified documents. I was pleased to see he reached a firm conclusion that no charges should be brought against me in this case. This was an exhaustive investigation.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
Back more than 40 years, even into the 1970s when I was still a new United States Senator. The special counsel acknowledged I cooperated completely.
So in this case, shouldn't there be no deal with the trumpage for handling classified documents?
Well, wait a minute. Are they using? Because I was just told that presidential immunity doesn't exist.
This is not what he said.
Well, yeah, because he was a senator. So
yeah,
I'm just wondering how much Botox and nose clams did they give this man? Because his forehead is wide awake on the left side and kind of sleepy on the right side. So I'm gonna need to know what's going on.
Well, he could only snort one side, one line at a time.
Hunter's like, Dad, my stash.
Dad, my stash.
Damn.
It wasn't
Don't bogart the thing.
It was Joe. It was Joe's. It wasn't Hunter's. This is how he's able to, come in and do these press conferences in that room.
I did not throw up any roadblocks. I saw
he's just like.
In fact, I was so determined to give the special counsel what he needed. I went forward with a 5-hour in-person interview.
You ain't done shit for 5 hours at a time.
October the 8th and 9th of last year.
Except sniff children.
Even though Israel had just been attacked by Hamas on the 7th, and I was very occupied. It was in the middle of handling.
You remember who Hamas is now?
I was especially pleased to see special counsel make clear the stark distinction and difference between this case and Mr. Trump's case.
Oh, yeah.
Special counsel wrote, and I quote, "Several material distinctions between Mr. Trump's case and Mr. Biden's are clear," continuing to quote, "most notably, after giving multiple chances to return classified documents to avoid prosecution, Mr. Trump allegedly did the opposite."
Not true. You mothers. You weren't a president, dumbass. Here's the big difference. Big difference.
According to the indictment, he not only refused to return the documents,
they're just going to keep coming
he
at
also
him.
obstructed justice.
They really are
by
scared of that
enlisting
man.
others to destroy evidence and then to lie about it. In contrast, he went on to say Mr. Biden turned in classified documents to the National Archives and the Department of Justice, consented to the search of multiple locations, including his home, sat for a voluntary interview, and in other ways
Okay,
cooperated
when
with
does
the
he say
investigation. End of
shabba
quote.
dabba doo doo
I've seen the
Because
headlines
I was kind of
since the
wondering.
report was released about my willful retention of.
You were wondering if he was going to do that? Shit. It's just
Or
a matter
ask,
of time before he does.
is this the one where he talks about being a coal miner's daughter?
No, this
I
is
always like.
this is just now happening. This is live right now.
Oh shit! Sorry, I didn't realize
No.
it was live.
Of documents.
Yeah,
These assertions
this is
not only
live right
misleading,
now.
they're just
Oh.
plain wrong. On page 215, if you had a chance, I know it's a thick document.
That's what she
On
said.
page 215, the report of the special counsel found the exact opposite. Here's what he wrote. There is in fact a shortage of evidence that I willfully retained classified materials related to Afghanistan. On page 12, the special counsel
He
also
looks
wrote
more and
for another
more like
document. The decision to decline
the
criminal
Jeff
charges
Dunham
was
puppet
straightforward.
Yep.
The evidence suggests
from
that
the
Mr. Biden
side.
did not willfully retain these documents. The evidence said I did not.
You haven't willfully
retain these
done
documents.
anything
In
in
addition,
the last
I
5
know there's
years.
some attention paid to some language in the report about my recollection of
God,
events.
Our Lady.
There's even reference
Every
that I
Memorial
don't
Day.
remember when my son.
He got Our Lady every Memorial Day. We hold service.
Blessed
remembering
are the
attended by
closed
50
captions,
people
for
who
they
come.
keep
Frankly,
us
when I was asked the
sane
question,
in
I
this
thought to
dumpster
myself,
fire.
Need anyone I
Wasn't any of
don't
their damn business.
anyone to. He passed
Let me
away.
tell you
Passed
something.
away. Simple truth. He sat for $500.
Somebody was comment. I wear since the day he died.
I'm going to start
single
making
day,
up
rose
sign
gold
language
gown
at
from
this
the lady.
point.
They're you have to understand that they already know what he's going to say, and so they already have it typed out, and that's why the subtitles are off. This is what he's going to say.
Every Memorial Day, we hold a service remembering him, attended by friends and family and the people. who
Forward
loved
with
him.
charges in this case
I
that
don't
make
need
their
anyone.
decisions to make.
I don't need anyone to remind me when he passed away or passed away.
Oh,
Simple
God. Now
truth
he's
is
going
I
to talk
sat
about
for
it.
5
Oh,
hours
no.
over 2
He's
days
talking
of
about dead
events,
people.
going back 40 years. At the same time I was managing international crisis, their task was to make a decision
Oh,
about whether to move
the
forward with
closed
charges in this
captions
case.
aren't the same because
That's their decision
he's
to make. That's the
live and
council's
we're
decision to
behind
make. That's his
rated.
It doesn't matter.
job.
It's
They
still
decided
they're always
not to move
ahead.
forward. For
Oh.
any
Even
extraneous
whenever it is
commentary, they
live.
don't know what they're
I've got
talking
it sped up.
about. It has no place in this report. The bottom line is the matter is now closed. I'm going to continue what I've always focused on, my job of being president of the United States of America. Now, thank you. I'll
Enriching
take any
myself.
questions.
President Biden, something the special counsel said in his report is that one of the reasons you were not charged is because, in his description, you are a well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory.
I'm well-meaning, and I'm an elderly man, and I know what the hell I'm doing. I've been president. I put this country back on its feet. I don't need his recommendation. It's
How
totally
bad
out.
is your memory, and can you continue as president?
My memory is so bad, I let you speak. That's.
Your memory has gotten worse, Mr.
No, look,
President.
my memory is not good. My memory is fine. My memory, take a look at what I've done since I become president. None of you thought I could pass.
We
everything I
have.
did.
That's why we're asking.
No, I guess I just
Exactly.
forgot what was going on.
Mr. President.
You kept talking about dead people.
He's got his notepads here.
Only by some of you.
Mr. President,
If
Mr.
you
President,
were
Mr. President.
clear of criminal
Mr. President,
liability today,
Mr.
do
President.
you take responsibility for at least being careless with classified material?
I take responsibility for not having seen exactly what my staff was doing. It goes in and points out things that appeared in my garage, things that came
Really?
out of my home, things that were moved not by me, but my staff.
Wait, so we're supposed to trust you with national security if you can't pay attention to what your staff's doing?
Mr. President, for months.
But
It's-
wait,
it's-
Shizzy, pause it.
He is saying that it's somebody else's fault. Oh my fucking God. Take some responsibility.
Parents are going to starting to get prosecuted because, their kid's going to do some ridiculous art tart thing. And this guy's like, look, it's not even it's not my bag, y'all. The buck stops somewhere else.
Yes. It always will. He passed the buck. Yeah. Good Lord almighty. Feel like my temperature's rising. Burning. Feel like I'm out of
Just
control.
another dumpster day fire.
Good Lord, man. What the fuck did he say? It just,
My memory is great. Have you seen what I've done? Again, yes, that's why we are asking. We've seen you talk about presidents who are dead. we know you're a habitual liar, so I can't tell if you're demented when you talk about, going to Johannesburg with Mandela
Yeah.
before or after he necklaced someone, I don't know. Now, we're pretty sure that you didn't drive an 18-wheeler, but you continued to act like you did, also marched with Martin Luther King for some reason. And then you were raised in a Puerto Rican house when you're in a Puerto Rican church, a Jewish house when you were in a Jewish church,
A Catholic house whenever you're
a
in
Catholic
Irish
house.
house or
So
something.
so where exactly is this Caucasian house that you lived in? This Hasidic Caucasian house, because I'd like to visit it for
Jesus.
reasons.
He's
Many American people have been
And
watching.
y'all wonder
Yes.
They have
why I think
expressed concerns about
CERN
your age.
That
was
is
the
your
hole in
judgment.
this
They-
That is
this
your
the
judgment.
and we got-
That is not the judgment.
wow, he's losing his shit.
because he's old and demented, and old people don't like to be challenged when they have dementia. He picked his nose too much and he got Alzheimer's. There's a study, I swear to God, I did a Newsy News on it. What?
Yes. Yeah, it has to be. When he gets me is that the archives did not even know this stuff was missing. How much more is out there? Exactly. How much is in the hands of China or Ukraine or other countries like Russia?
China paid for his library. I mean,
Ukraine pays for his son's, blowjobs.
and now
and
we're
his sex
paying them
slaves.
back.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
age, you would respond with the words, "Watch me."
Watch
Many
me.
American people have been watching, and they have expressed concerns about your age.
That is
They-
your judgment.
they-
That is
this
your
according to
judgment.
public
That is
polling.
not
They
the
expressed
judgment of the
concerns-
press.
They expressed concerns
That's
about
not the
your mental
judgment of the
acuity. They
press.
say that you are too old. Mr. President, in December, you
He
told me
is
that you
the
believe there
press.
are many other Democrats who could defeat Donald Trump. So why does it have to be you now? What is your
Because
answer
I'm
to
the
that
most
question?
qualified person in this country to be president of the United States and finish the job I started.
Ralphie Wiggums is running the fucking country.
Finish the job of fucking up this country like I started. Beautiful. Thanks, Joe.
Ralphie fucking Wiggums
not
is who we
share
have as
classified information.
president.
I
Yeah.
did not share it
Oh my God.
with my ghostwriter. I did not. Guarantee you did not.
I did not
What
share
the-
it with my
Well, no,
ghostwriter.
he did not say that. He did not say that. Well, let me answer your question.
Let me answer your
Fact of the
question.
matter is, what I didn't want repeated, I didn't want him to know, and I didn't read it to him, was I had written a long memorandum to President Obama why we should not be in Afghanistan, and I was of this multiple pages. And so what I was referring to, I said classified.
In
I should have said
crayon?
it was.
What
should be
coloring
private
book
because
did
it was
they
a
let you
contact between
play
the
with,
president and the
Joe?
vice president as to what was going on. That's what he's referring to. It was not classified information in that document. That was not classified.
This is really why they can't have him with the press. He gets disoriented and he gets angry.
When you look back at this incident, is there anything you would do differently now? And do you think that a special prosecutor should have been appointed in the first place in both of these cases?
First of all, what I would have done is oversee the transfer of the material that was in my office, in my offices. I should have done that. If I go back, I didn't have the responsibility to that. That was my staff was supposed to do that. And I
No,
referenced that in the report.
Is your
And my
responsibility.
staff did not do it in the way that. for
Hey,
example,
Shizzy, if
I
I
didn't
open
know
my
how half
eyes
the
wider, do
boxes
I
got in
look
my
like
garage.
I'm being
Until I found out
honester or
staff
paying
gathered
more
them up, put them
attention?
together.
No, it just means that you're more awake.
Oh, because he kind of looks a whole lot scarier than
Yeah.
he looks like he just got goosed.
Yeah.
That's
Did he just put out classified information from the pulpit? No, he put out classified information to a person that ghost wrote his book.
and it's a poopit because when he gets angry, allegedly from Roger Stone, he loses control of his bowels. Take that with a heavy grain of salt.
I don't think he did. He said it was supposed to be secret or personal or
Took them to the garage in my home.
the
And all
garage in
stuff
his
that was in my
home.
home was in filing cabinets that were either locked or able to be locked. It was in my house.
It's
It
in
wasn't out in,
boxes next
like
to your
in Mar-a-Lago
car.
in a public place and none of it was high classified. Didn't have any of that red stuff on it. You know what I mean? Around the corners? None of that.
What kind of fucking spy novel does he
You-
think that he's been reading? That's not how classified documents are, you moron. Some
You-
classified documents are, but not all of them.
You
Some of
numpty.
some of them are classified, some of them are top secret. There's different levels of secretive that they're not supposed to be released. Doesn't mean that they're supposed to have fucking red tape around them.
You
still
were
considered
a
classified. Oh, Jesus fucking
senator.
Christ.
You were a vice president. Neither of those positions give you any authority. President Trump had that authority. President Trump, as the president, can make anything declassified the moment he feels like it, because that's how diplomacy works. You can't wait for a bunch of bureaucrats in freaking DC to figure out if something needs to be declassified when you have to do on the spot diplomacy. So, you giant numpty, you shouldn't have had those papers to begin with. Do we need to have this talk again with crayons and the whiteboard of
Yeah,
truth?
high
Holy shit.
classified is a thing, though. Yeah, high classified isn't a real thing. There's just different classifications.
He's
And
like,
top
I
secret
watched
isn't
Mission
the most.
Impossible. I
Yeah.
know what I'm talking about.
He's like,
Man from Uncle.
No, he took a whole bunch of shit with him that he shouldn't have taken, and he should have had the wherewithal, the intelligence to go, what in the fuck are these boxes doing here? And if he didn't, then why in the fuck is he president?
Shizzy, he's
just
at
saying.
Wilmington every weekend. He should have been like, hey, you guys, I'm here more than I'm at the White House. Does anyone know why there's all these files here? His staff should have said, hey, just a thought. We're kind of bitching about this other guy doing all this stuff. Should we maybe get all these file folders out of, Dingleberry's house? Unless they knew he was going to cling on like this and they were trying to get him out.
Exactly.
Had paid more attention to how the documents were being moved and where. I thought they were being moved to the archives. I thought all was being moved. That's what I thought. Now, what was the last part of your question?
You should even have
Special
them.
counsel should have been appointed in this case and in the case of your rival president.
A thought
I think the special
requires
counsel should have been
a
appointed.
brain,
The
and
reason
you
I think
haven't
the
proven
special
you have
counsel
one of
should have been
those.
appointed is because I did not want to be in a position that they looked at Trump and weren't going to look at me.
Yep, he did.
Just like they looked at the vice president. And the fact is they made a firm conclusion. I did not break the law, period. Thank you all very, very much.
I'm out of here. Goodbye.
Oh, he's not even going to try to run. Oh no, now he's going to say something stupid about Gaza. They're shitting
I'm of the
themselves
view,
right now.
as
Do
you
you see
know,
the big old
that
dude that just ran out to try to get him?
Conduct of the
Oh, initially the Mexican, he's going to talk about the Mexican border.
response in the Gaza Strip has been
He wasn't supposed to
over the top.
leave.
I think that, as you know, initially, the president of Mexico, Sisi, did not want to open up the gate to allow humanitarian material
What
to
the
get in.
fuck?
So,
What are you talking
it's
about?
because I
You were
did not
talking
want to be in
about
a position
Gaza.
Okay, wait.
what I would have done is oversee.
She's like, did he have a stroke or did
Okay,
he have
so
a stroke?
First of all,
No, he gets
what I
ready
would
to
have done
leave. He
is
like gets ready to
oversee
walk out the
transfer
door. Like
Yeah,
that's all I'm going to
yeah.
say.
in
You
my
guys have a
office,
good night.
in my office. That was my in the way
Yeah.
on it, you
The
know,
fuck?
how should
Yeah.
I thought?
Rival president.
And then
I
he's
think
talking
the
about
special counsel's
Mexico.
position that
Well,
conclusion.
but then I thought
Here he goes.
someone
Here he goes.
asked
He's-
about, sorry,
And then they ask him a question.
about Gaza.
Hostage negotiations.
Hostage negotiation. And then this asshole starts
I'm of the
talking
view,
about
as you know,
Mexico?
that the conduct of the response
Conduct of the response.
in the Gaza Strip
Okay.
has been over the top.
Over the top.
I think that, as you know, initially, the president of Mexico, Sisi, did not want to open up the gate to allow.
You heard Mexico, right?
Yes. The president of Mexico, Sisi, did not want to open up the gate.
Humanitarian material to get in. I talked to him. I convinced him to open the gate. I talked to Bibi to open the gate on the Israeli side. I've been pushing really hard to get humanitarian.
Because
assistance
Mexico
into
and
Gaza.
Israel are right
A lot
next
of
to each
innocent people
other.
are starving. A lot of innocent people who are in trouble and dying. And it's got to stop, number one. Number two, I was also in a position that I'm the guy that made the case that we have to do much more to increase the amount of material going in, including fuel, including other items. I've been on the phone with the Qataris. I've been on the phone with the Egyptians. I've been on the phone.
He just mixed up. He is gonna fucking bomb Iowa, thinking he's bombing Iran,
Oh, good
and they're
God.
and no one's gonna stop him. They're gonna be like, "Sir, do you mean Iowa. You should be like, bomb Iowa. I mean it now. To me.
What the fuck? He just said he's sitting there talking about. They're asking about Gaza. He goes, yes, and you were doing, and we got Mexico. Yeah, I was sending material to CC, and he didn't want to open the border, and BB, and it's just like, what in the? Wait, you said you don't have any problem with your memory? Just
Yeah.
like 30 minutes ago. I guess he already forgot that.
And cringe John Pierre just, ignored and flippantly told Peter Doocy, like, he said, okay, how are the American people supposed to take, these claims that Biden's okay when he's talking about people that are dead? Talking about conversations with presidents and people that are dead. And cringe is like, well, he was talking about real things, January 6th, January something 6, and I'm not even going to entertain that, Peter. I'm just not going to. He is fine. He is fine. I'm like,
Yeah, he looks fine to me.
yeah, between
Saudis.
What?
this and
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Get
totally,
as much
totally
aid as we
normal.
possibly can into Gaza. They're innocent people, innocent women.
So
and
we went from
children
Mexico
who
to
are also
Gaza.
badly in need of help. And so that's what we're pushing. And I'm pushing very hard now to deal with this hostage ceasefire.
He's like, what the flip are my notes? What did they tell me to write? It's not in big enough crayon. I just want my ice cream.
What brain is going to explode? Jesus Christ, you're talking about Mexico and ceasefires and
Can we secede from the union now? Oh my God.
Oh, Jesus Christ. On a
I have
pogo
to go get
stick.
I've got to go get a shovel because I think I need to start digging a bunker.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Because
I'm horrified.
I've been working tirelessly in this deal. How can I say this without revealing it?
How can
we lead to a sustained pause in the fighting?
Jesus Christ, he's going to blow up a peace deal
in the Gaza Strip. And because I think if we can get the delay for that, the initial delay, I think that we would be able to extend that so that we could increase the prospect that
I wish
this
your
fighting in
father had
Gaza
initially
changes. There's
delayed
also
on you.
negotiations. You may recall in the very beginning.
Just remember, he's the one that actually survived. Fuck.
Jesus, the mutant sperm
mother
that
should have
must have
swallowed. Your mother should have swallowed. Like, and
Yes.
just kept swallowing constantly. Because,
yes.
Jesus Christ.
Mm.
He's going to accidentally start World War III with one of his speeches if he's not careful. Yeah.
Where
Right
is
after
a shepherd's
before
hook?
Hamas attacked, I was in contact with the Saudis and others to work out a deal where they would recognize Israel's right to exist, make them part of the Middle East, and recognize them fully in return for certain things that the United States would commit to do. And the commitment that we were proposing to do related to
President Trump already did that with the
details.
Abraham Accords, you giant flaming ass hat.
No, he came along and destroyed that. He came along and destroyed that almost immediately.
Well, yeah, but he's like, I invented this thing. Now, listen, it's really cool. See, all these other countries were going to recognize Israel. Oh, you mean like the Abraham Accords? No. This is better. This is build back Abraham Accords. Build back better accords.
This is asking Abraham to do something better than building walls in Mexico.
The thing.
The thing.
It's ask the Abraham the thing, the good thing, not the bad thing, not the January 6th thing, not the MAGA thing.
Come on, man. These MAGA Republicans,
no joke.
The MAGA Republicans are destroying our democracy. And
one of them was to deal with
that's good kid smell right there.
Protection against their arch enemy to the northwest, northeast, I should say.
Oh,
the
Jesus
second one,
Christ.
by providing ammunition and material for them to defend themselves. Coincidentally, that's the time frame.
Wait a minute. Did he just say he's giving the Palestinians ammunition and weapons to defend themselves against the Israeli? Jeez.
Yes.
Chizzy, I give.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like he doesn't know what's going on.
For certain things that the United States would commit to do. And the commitment that we were proposing to do related to two items. I'm not going to go in detail, but One of them was to deal with the protection against their arch enemy to the northwest, northeast, I should say. The second one, by providing ammunition and material for them to defend themselves. Coincidentally, that's the time frame when this broke out. I have no proof what I'm about to say, but it's not unreasonable to suspect that the Hamas understood what was about to take place and wanted to break it up before it happened.
No, they're telling him to. They've told him,
Ugh.
like, end this, end this. That's why he's closing his book, because he's ready to end.
But Joe Biden, being the narcissistic asshole that he is, just can't.
Yeah.
Can't. Oh my God, Shizzy.
You got to watch that live here.
All right. This calls for something.
Just like, give me a freaking drink.
Oh my God. What the hell even was that? Jesus, moldering. Jesus wept.
Cheers.
Drinker, it's not going to be all right.
No.
I need to drink until I forget what that. Can we go back to being Britons? Can we ask to be
Britain's
back under the
bitch?
monarchy?
Can we go back to being Britain's bitch?
I mean, we'd have to overthrow Trudeau, but I'd be okay with it.
I would just take all of the country. A sip, cheer. Yes.
This well, yeah, that man has access to our nuclear codes. I've never been more confident.
And that's the most powerful man in the world.
Yeah,
Holy
but
shit.
at least
I can't drink. I have to work the next 2 days.
but Megan, you at least know your monarch is inbred and has flippers, and you're okay with it. You've known it's just been years and years of inbreeding. Ours, we at least hoped we wouldn't vote in Deliverance Banjo Boy. But we did.
Boy. I'm taking an extra dose of anti-anxiety meds. That ain't going to do you. That ain't going to do you any good. Holy shnikey.
Well, that definitely, Korean, you're right. He is just as smart as I always think he is, which is not. So there you go.
Well, it just 5 hours earlier that we had Jean-Luc Retard on.
Do they serve? The president and House Republicans know who they work for. We are aware. The president is very aware. House Democrats are very aware, and that is the American.
Yeah, the House Democrats and House Republicans both work
What
for
sign
the
is
same.
this one? Because I need to figure out what this one is, because that looks like smoking a doob. Just saying, not that I know from experience, but is that Democrats?
Yeah.
People with that, we have the Admiral back in the briefing room who is going to give us an update on the Middle East and take your questions. Here you go, Admiral.
Actually, I don't have a.
Oh God, not this.
So we'll just go
Yeah.
He doesn't know anything either.
Sorry, bring you back up.
Yeah,
I actually knew that and I forgot.
But you bounded very quickly.
Thanks, Admiral. Can you talk about whether the administration has a reaction to Prime Minister Netanyahu's plans to deploy the Israeli military into Rafah? And is the administration sending any warnings to the Israeli government against doing so, considering the humanitarian catastrophe that the UN said that this would cause?
Well, with the caveat that I always use, that we'll let the Israelis speak to their military operations and certainly any potential future military operations. I can tell you we've seen no plans that would convince us that they are.
No, but you've
about
gone and
to or imminently going to conduct any kind of
attacked other shit.
in Rafah.
Yeah, the tie
I
is
think we
weird.
all know more than 1 million
The tie is
Palestinians
weird, and why?
are sheltering
How
in and
about we
around
not
Rafah.
ask about
That's where they were told
Palestinians?
to
How
go.
about we
There are a
ask
lot of
why their
displaced people
service
there, and the
members
Israeli
like
military
sitting
has a special
ducks
obligation as they conduct
just
operations there or
dotted
anywhere
over the
else
Middle
to
East
make
so we
sure
can
that they're
just start
factoring in
World War
protection
III?
for
Yeah.
innocent civilian life, particularly civilians that were pushed into southern Gaza by
Half
operations
Malaysian,
further
half
north,
Panda.
Eunice and North Gaza. I could tell you that absent
She's a
any
Malaysian.
full consideration of
I
protecting
don't know, but
civilians
I'm
at
digging
that scale in Gaza,
sign language
military
gal.
operations right now would be a
Yeah.
disaster.
Facial
So it's not something that we
expressions.
would support.
And the fact that she doesn't have eyebrows, she looks kind of like
The Israeli military also detained 3 U.S. citizens during President
AI-ish.
Clinton's current trip.
Yeah.
One woman in the West Bank on Monday and 2 brothers in Gaza this morning, and that's according to the Israeli military and family members of those people. Does the White House have a reaction to that?
Just making
Just
sure I don't
processing this information.
get my
and,
channel yeeted. This is from the White House. I shouldn't get
so
in
we
trouble.
need to. We
damn
want to
it.
know more about
This is things that we
Yeah.
need to know about. You know,
Next
was-
minute
I
we're
wa-
gonna get a knock at the door. Were you watching this making fun of the most smartest president ever?
well, no, because I was watching the Tucker Carlson thing, and well, they didn't really like that too much.
Oh,
Yeah, they got me, and it was as soon as I started in on that, it was just. I was like, son of a bitch.
oh, I definitely want to see that, but I
Well,
I was
have
duding
it,
myself up, literally.
I have it saved for later. That's the cool part. So it's not, you're not going to miss it. You hang out, you will get some of it because we're going to get our asses handed over to Rumble at some point. Yes, we will. I'm watching to see if we've got any updates. It looks like Virgin Islands, Trump gets it 74%. See?
Woohoo.
Here it comes. Look up here at the top, little area right up here. This area right up here. You'll see it. It'll come scrolling across. 74% got Virgin Islands, 99% in. Yep. So Virgin Islands is his. Simple as that. So
Woohoo.
now we're waiting for the inevitable to happen here. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love Nikki Haley. I didn't even look. If I did lose, it wasn't even look, it's rigged. It's totally rigged, and I didn't even spend money there. Like, I didn't even want to go there, so it really doesn't even matter because who likes Nevada? Okay? I'm going to my own state soon where they hate me even more. So, yeah.
Oh my. Oh my. Here we go. Oh. Yeah, you know what I really care about? I don't care about this at all. You know why? Because
Why?
they're constantly fighting over there. So I don't care. Stop fighting, asshole.
You mean the Hamas and Israel thing?
Yeah.
How about I know this is an old and trite joke from when Jon Stewart was funny on The Daily Show, but it has always been fucking Potamia. Like, people have been killing themselves over that little bit of land for years. For years. It is the convergence of 3 religions, all of them Abrahamic, all of them, wanting to have something sacred there. Just either A, we go in full hog and we take over the place and we lord over it and, we just commit to that,
I have a better idea.
or we leave it the fuck alone and we stop guarding it and we just let people deal with it themselves because I'm kind of done with it.
You're getting it wrong. Instead of flying all of the Mexicans to like different like sanctuary cities, we just take them all over there, drop them off, man, they will have like clean streets and the roofs will be fixed and all kinds of shit. It'd be just like, and they will be learning to do the chicken dance. I guarantee you, they'll be doing hat dances and chicken dances. It will be glorious.
That's why New York looks like a sparkling jewel and San Francisco has never looked better.
Absolutely. I mean, it is so clean, and I mean, come on. This is how you do it.
I thought you were gonna go with the other joke, which was then they'd have a wall built be like really, really quick. Just the entire Gaza just rebuilt and a wall built like in 30 days.
It'd be like, stop. Yeah, I'm talking like the big C-130s. Like, that's how you load them up. Just you could pack a lot of Mexicans in there.
Well, I sent Mr. Mo because did you see that? I guess Amazon is selling tiny houses now because now people can't afford houses anymore.
Yeah.
So for 19,000, you can buy a tiny house. I said, honey, I sent it to Mr. Mo. I said, screw building me an office. Just get me one of these, but in the backyard. But I want a moat with alligators with lasers on. If the president gets, alligator moat, I want alligators with lasers. I deserve
Yes.
the best.
Oh my God, that'd be awesome. Why aren't you in charge?
Hey, Christine.
Hi, Christine.
Leader Fatah Hezbollah, which the U.S. has said is responsible behind the drone attack in Jordan. Has the U.S. concluded the retaliatory strikes for the attack in Jordan, or should we expect more still to come?
Oh, expect more.
John, I know you said that you
There's
haven't
always
seen
more.
any formal plan for the IDF to go into Rafah.
Well, I said we're not aware of any formal planning to do that.
You're not aware
Has
of
the U.S.
shit
communicated
anyway.
everything that you just
supposedly.
said about protecting civilians to Israel?
Secretary Blinken, in his meetings with the Israeli leaders, the prime minister, and the war cabinet, made clear our concerns.
See, I noticed that he's up there more often than John Luke Retard. I've noticed this, that he's up there just about as often as ours because she cannot answer questions.
No,
what was,
she can't. She's just like it breaks her. It breaks her. She just that service members thing. Oh my God, they died for the administration.
yeah. I was like, what did she just say? Like, no.
And she's like, they were good. They were people. They were people that were doing things. They were people that died for the administration. They were people. And I could not make a video because it would have just been all cuss words, but Grandpa Potato in his phone call with one of the families brought up his son, and I was like, "You Oh,
Really?
yeah." He's like, "I lost my son in Iraq." I was like, "No, you fucking didn't. He was in JAG and he was in the safest, most cushy job." I mean, no, he was in an area, but he was not on the front lines. Okay? I mean, he did service to his country, but the more I'm learning about the Biden family, the more I'm figuring that he was probably an asshole too, okay?
You notice your sign language girl, she's doing the little puff puff pass. Right there.
She looks terrified. She's like, "They're holding me hostage. Someone get
That's
me
what
out."
she's
They have
signing.
a-
She's like, they have me held hostage.
You know what someone should do if they really wanted to goof? Like, this would be a perfect comedy thing, is somehow replace her and have those people, you know how it was big on Facebook to have those little cards, like, with the little written things on them? So, just have someone like, "Here, help me. These idiots have me trapped. They won't let me go. They're so stupid, they don't remember where the key is."
But you got to get a black man or a Hispanic woman to do it.
Both of those costumes would get me in trouble. I'm not the Prime Minister of Canada yet.
You think? Yeah. Bo died in Delaware with Lion Joe by his side. Well, that's one of them.
And did that come with any conditions with supporting Israel and offering support resources in the future if that protection did not happen?
He made clear our concerns, and I'm certainly reiterating them here from the podium. We're going to continue to make sure that Israel has what it needs to defend itself against Hamas. A big part of the supplemental request that we submitted back in October, and which I know is still being debated on Capitol Hill, has money in there specifically for Israel's security.
Oh, no, it doesn't.
Admiral, talk about the retaliatory strikes in Iraq.
See, it's amazing to me. Maybe I'm misunderstanding it here. We're gonna send border security over to Ukraine with firearms and explosives and tanks and guns and aircraft and all kinds of like implements of destruction. And in Mexico, the Mexican border, we're going to send a bunch of Border Patrol agents that are not going to patrol the border. They're going to process people to come into the United States. Where?
I clung to the hope that our evil, the evil, sinister cabal that runs this blue marble had an evil plan that made sense. But they don't.
No.
They're stupid. They're stupid too. I was hoping they at least had intelligence, but no. No, they're dumber than me. They're dumber than
They're dumber than your
Frybert.
18. They're dumber than your oldest child. Your oldest child knows more than that.
Frybert, and Frybert tried to eat a sponge today because it smelled like steak because I was cleaning pans. So,
but did you see what Jay Levy said? He said, "Gay signers add a certain flair." You can almost see the lisp in their signing. I love it.
Oh,
thank you, Jay Levy.
Thank you.
What's the U.S. response to the outrage?
Yes, they make sandwiches for border hoppers.
That called it a clear-cut assassination operation.
Too dumb.
Disregarded lives of civilians.
It's not be real life.
What's the U.S. response to any political pressure in Iraq to expel the U.S. forces there?
I'll let Mr. Al-Sudani talk about whatever political pressure he's under.
Don't care. Don't care. I'm skipping past him because he's
about what those discussions who are there at the
given those discussions. How difficult are those discussions given Iraq's relationship?
Don't care.
No
because you guys want a freaking war.
Ukraine replaced the top military general. What's the U.S. response to that? Is that an indication that the war isn't going as Ukraine and the U.S. had hoped?
President Zelensky is the commander-in-chief of his armed forces. He gets to decide who his leadership is going to be in the military. That's what civilian control is all about. We know that, and we'll work with whoever he has in charge of his military. We'll continue to work with our Ukrainian colleagues.
Yeah. Because,
thanks, Admiral.
Keep
Staying on that
money.
subject, do you have any concerns about instability in Ukraine as a result of this change at the top of the military? And also, can I ask, was that decision discussed with yourselves in the White House before?
One question.
Well, was there any discussion between President Zelensky and yourselves or with President Biden about a need for the change at the top of the Ukrainian military?
We're not concerned about Ukrainian stability as a result of this. He's the commander-in-chief. And civilian control of the military means you get to decide who your military leadership is. And he's doing that in a time of war. He should speak to that decision. I'm not aware of any discussions at high levels between U.S. and Ukrainian officials about.
No, they just want to make sure that that things are stable there, moron. Don't care.
How about
Zelensky's decision? So there was no requirement government to run it by Prime Minister of Israel, Mr. Netanyahu, who said his troops be ready to enter Rafah. Why you're not taking, number one, and second, there's an internal fifth message: hostage are in Gaza, are dead already. Taking them, okay. So we're talking about all the hostages, okay. Don't care, because we shouldn't be there in the first place. Take our freaking people out of that area and stop funding all these damn wars.
Yeah.
Please,
How about, could we do that?
Stop. It's all about the war, and it's all about bipartisan. Oh yeah, well, we had all this support, but the Republicans wouldn't sign this bill that would send $70 million to Ukraine. It's amazing how that works. Whatever invasion on
Yeah.
February 22nd, 2 years ago. Let's see what kind of bullshit he's talking now.
He invaded a neighboring country without provocation. Ukraine wasn't a threat to anybody, and the American people understand that. The American people understand what.
Well, then you need to watch. You really need to watch Tucker's interview with Putin.
Yeah.
It might explain a little bit
almost-
about you. Look at what Putin says about it. If you don't believe me, rewind this video to the very beginning with the Tucker Carlson interview. Just the very beginning where he starts talking about the history of Russia.
That's what kills me. Again, every single person becomes a Delphi or a, Murdaugh or a Ukraine or a freaking, Israel expert the minute something happens, and they have no clue. The fact is that we signed several accords, we broke them, which is, again, he runs an oligarchy. You don't stay the top of an oligarchy, and I'm not saying he's a good guy.
No.
The fact that the fact that I even have to say this or say that and preface that because some numpty's gonna come on here and be like, "Oh my God, you must love Putin." No, but you run an oligarchy. You run a country where you used to be the head of the Kremlin. You have to maintain a strong front. When you say you have a red line, you actually keep a red line, unlike our country that's just like, "Meep," whatever.
Well, we'll move it. We'll move the red line over here. Maybe we'll move it this way tomorrow. You're just encroaching a little bit. Okay, we'll give up this part of our country. It's okay. No, it's fine.
So it's a whole different ethos, and that's what people don't understand. Is if you want to understand Russia, it's an entirely different ethos. I'm not an expert on it. But I do. I'm intelligent enough to understand that it would take a lot of learning and an entirely different cultural understanding to even begin to get a grasp of the problem.
Yeah. Does she look like Eileen? Yeah, she does look a little bit like Eileen. I'm watching I just pulled up the caucus. Still nothing.
What Ukraine's fighting for, and all they're asking for is our help. They're not asking for American boots on the ground. Again,
they've gotten enough help. We have given them enough.
We've sent billions upon billions. We might be hitting the trillion mark right about now of how many billions that we've sent to them. What have you been doing with these billions of dollars that's getting sent to you?
Have we gotten an accounting of where it goes? No, we haven't. How about before we send one more cent over, we figure out where some of it has gone? Because didn't we catch the ambassador or ambassador wife's, some ambassador's wife like rolling out with just
billions,
piles of cash in her suitcase?
Yeah. Yes.
And that's just the one we caught?
Yeah. And that's the cash being rolled out in suitcases. That doesn't include their Bitcoin holdings. They have much incentive for Bitcoin to skyrocket because they'll turn around and sell it like crazy and drive the prices right back down. Then they'll buy it up again. And as long as we keep sending them cash. Why do you think Bitcoin price goes up and down on a daily basis? Like it's pump, dump, pump, dump, pump, dump, pump, pump. And they're doing enough of it that they're not having to worry about it. Transfer it over to gold in some Swiss bank account. You don't have to worry about it.
Look, I barely understand how to run StreamYard, let alone I have no idea how Bitcoin works. Something about mining. I have no idea how computers mine. I'm not even going to try to figure it out.
Don't
It
even
sounds.
try. I
I'm
won't.
like something
I won't.
about something
I
in.
won't even bother explaining it to you. Just imagine a currency that's deflationary instead of inflating because you print more. It becomes deflationary because you can't make any more.
Okay, it's too.
Just
I've
that's
just
the
I've
simple
just
thing of it.
I've just listened to Joe Biden talk. My brain hurts. That hurts my brain more.
Yes.
I don't think the American people are going to be swayed by one single interview. And I think anybody that watches that interview, again, I haven't seen it, whatever's said, need to make sure you're remember, you're listening to Vladimir Putin, and
You're
you shouldn't
listening
take
to
at face value anything he has to
Zelensky.
say.
You're talking about a guy that was an actor.
Admiral, can you give us
Yeah.
a little more sense of what the president plans to speak about with Chancellor Scholz tomorrow? The chancellor has said, he hopes the West sends a clear signal to Vladimir Putin, and it seems like this week gives anything but that.
They're going to talk about certainly the situation in Ukraine, no question about it.
Oh my
I think
God.
both leaders will
Ayatollah.
reaffirm their strong
Was it
support for Ukraine
Walter
and finding a
or
way
was
to
it Peter Jennings who interviewed the Ayatollah Khomeini
Mhm.
when they still had hostages?
Yep.
Was anyone pooing their pants to this extent back then?
Nope. But they
When
were
the New
losing their
York
shit. Well, here's the thing. Back whenever all of those that hostage problem came about, it was over a year. I remember the big countdown. I don't remember how many days it was. It was almost 2 years, if I'm not mistaken. And this is
440 days.
440 days. And as soon as Reagan became president, hostages gone. They were just like, yeah, we don't want to play with this guy. It's just like, what, like people forget about this. They people don't remember whenever all of the air traffic controllers went on strike, threatened to go on strike. And you know what Reagan did? He said, fine, we'll fire every single one of you. You're not stopping our air traffic from happening. Go ahead. We'll fire every single one of you. And they were just like, it's like, no, we ain't playing that game. This is how you deal with, what do they call it? Terrorists. We don't negotiate with terrorists. Ever.
You'd think that would be, but no. It's
Nope. Let's play. Would you like to play a game?
Continue to help Ukraine.
How about some nuclear thermal warfare?
Actually, about finding ways for Europe to also do more to support Ukraine.
Hey, Gunner's
I think they're going to talk about the Middle East as well.
It is good to see you, girl. What you up to, gorgeous? Oh, she's got a new avatar. That's pretty cool. I like it.
that is nice.
That is awesome looking. See, I love it because you can point somebody in a direction and they can do things and to go, oh, I like this one. Oh, I like this one. Oh, I found this one. I'm just like, yes. It makes me so happy.
And what the situation in Gaza looks like.
Why are you changing it
what
back?
together we can
That
do
is
as
awesome.
strong allies to continue to make sure that Israel has what it needs to defend itself, that
Shall we
humanitarian
play a
assistance
game?
gets into the people that need it. And I would be surprised if they didn't also talk about the threats in the Red Sea to international shipping.
But God
A lot of
forbid
that
you
international shipping
you
affects Europe.
defend yourself, American citizen.
Yeah. So here's it's really confusing to me because we got this southern invasion happening. They're attacking us from the south, and all we do is we just sort of process them and send them off to Seattle and New Mexico and DC and all the little sanctuary cities that they've got all over the country. That's where we send them to. And then everybody gets so mad. I don't understand. You voted because you said, oh, our fifis are so, why are you guys not letting them in? Why aren't you feeding them and clothing them? Well, here, you said you'll take them in. And then you overload them and they're just like, wait, that's not what we meant. Just like, what? This is exactly what you asked for. It's okay whenever they're here in Texas because they're far away from you. You don't have to see the filth and the disease that they're bringing along with them. You don't have to see any of that. You don't have to see any repercussions of that. But then all of a sudden, whenever they're in your backyard and they're barbecuing a goat, then it becomes real. You're just like, well, what the hell just happened? Hey, that barbecue smells good. Love barbecue goat, man. Good stuff.
Great, thank you. Admiral, as you just mentioned, the foreign aid package, it advanced in the Senate just a few moments ago, but it's
Awesome
still a long way
Sent me a
before
coffee
final
cup with
passage.
one you made me. Want to watch?
Some Democrats on
Wanna
the Hill
match
say
one?
they've been asking the White House
Nice.
to consider options to help Ukraine without their help in case that this doesn't pass at all. Is the White House considering any such options to aid Ukraine without the help of Congress?
I think I'll leave our conversations with members of Congress to those conversations and not discuss them
you
publicly.
can't.
The president
You
believes
don't
the
have the
support for
power of the
Ukraine is critical,
purse.
particularly
Yeah.
right now.
It's
And
called
we'll continue
civics.
to work
Yeah.
with both sides of the aisle in the Senate to see what we can do to make that happen.
Yeah.
Is
Both
he going to
sides.
send any more direct message now as they're taking this up and now that it's advanced?
I'm not going to get ahead of the president's private conversations with members of Congress and leadership on Capitol Hill. He's been in touch with them.
Because he doesn't have any. How can you get in the middle of one of his private conversations? Because it would be like talking to a bobbly wobbly that has a speech impediment. Just like, sorry, I'm bad.
No, you're fine.
John, with everything that you said about Raqqa, whether an attack is imminent or not, I noticed that what you said was that we will not support it and we will not accept it. So I guess my question is, the president has military.
It's not our country. Israel is not our country. Do we control Israel? No, we don't. I mean, we are in an alliance with them, but we don't control them.
Which is different because we are in alliance with them. We don't have an alliance with Ukraine. Ukraine is not part of NATO.
I know it's not. I know why we are even, because Pelosi Juniors, because Romney Juniors, because Biden Juniors all had business interest over there.
Yes.
And if you look at all the GMOs that seem to get money over there, they're all related to Romney, Biden, Pelosi Juniors for some reason.
Yes, I wonder why.
It's so confusing.
I'm here to answer a question. I'm not answering that question. I'm here to answer that question. I'm not answering that question.
Not that question.
Oh, geez, I just saw her face. That face is just like.
She's like, stop, make it stop. Why do I have to sign stupid things?
I'm kidnapped.
Bad dog.
Military, financial, and diplomatic leverage on Netanyahu. Why won't he use it?
I think it's not true that we haven't tried to help influence.
You know what I'm talking about.
The Israelis have operations. That's just not
I'm
true.
tough for a 5'4" guy. I'm super tough.
He does look like a very tiny man. He does look like a man with a big head.
He looks like a Keebler elf. He and Fauci. All we need is we've got Snap and Crackle. All we need is Pop now.
You got Pop, but Pop keeps sniffing the kids.
Oh my God. We need someone, if you're good at Photoshop, I'm just saying, meme for tomorrow. Those three, Snap, Crackle, and Pop on the Kellogg's Rice Krispie treats. I'm gonna get busted by the feds. Were you making a mean meme about the president roast pie?
Well, they could be, they could be chocolate crispy treats, like what's her face? I'm so bad.
I didn't say.
She might be a little crunchy. She might be just a little bit.
Oh, she's certainly. Well, she's hollow on the inside, that's for sure. So there you go.
Well, I'm just picturing this. I mean, geez, snap, crackle, and pop.
It's the Netflix adaptation.
Snap, crackle, and corn pop. But corn pop has to be the guy from God damn it, what's the name? Waterboy. Come on,
Bobby
Finley,
Boucher.
Bobby Boucher. You know what I'm
Vacation.
talking about. Yes.
Yeah, farmer guy.
Yes, have him as corn pop. Just talking the whole time, like I love it. Oh, send that to me, and I will have that for my next intro. Good Lord Almighty!
An operation right now. First of all, we don't think it's
operation
imminent.
Right
we have
now.
No indication that one's imminent. Any operation
sure
right now,
do.
given them, more than 1 million
You know
Palestinians
that there is
seeking
one.
refuge at Rafah, would be a disaster for them, and any operation that wouldn't factor in their safety and their protection, the obligation that the Israelis have, we would not support.
On the Jordan King's visit next week, John, I think you did mention that the funding for UNRWA that has been suspended, that was specifically for Jordan. So can you give a little bit of a preview of
I'm
whether
gonna
that
speed up
part
your
on UNRWA
language.
funding and then also on refugee support for Jordan, will that be discussed between the president and the king?
Playback speed.
I don't know if the specific suspension of funding for UNRWA is going to be a matter of discussion.
So here's the thing. At some point in time, they're going to start talking about January 6th. Just so you know.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
They will be talking about January 6th. I want to get past him and all of his bullshit. It's probably with her.
Why are we talking about January 6th again? Oh,
well, the reason I know, here's the thing. The reason I know they'll be talking about January 6th is this right here. Because on January 6, 2021, the United States Capitol building in Washington, D.C. was attacked by a mob of supporters of the U.S. Exactly. So that's why I know they're going to be talking somewhere along the lines of January 6th. It's going to happen. It is going to happen. Oh, man. What was that? Zacchaeus, luckily, because that sucks. That sucks.
I'm sorry.
Oh, what? He just probably got a little bit of the cough, flu, diarrhea. It's not like it's not like this deadly. It's not like he's got leukemia and cancer and all of his teeth are falling out or anything like that. No, he's just not feeling well. Sick kid.
Well, yeah.
He only seems to feel bad in the morning. I wonder why.
Well, school.
Well, school, yeah. I always felt bad in the morning too.
Where the president's priorities are.
Thank you so much, Matt. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks, Admiral. Okay, so
thanks, Admiral. He's a rear admiral.
Ireland said a special counsel investigation into the president's handling of classified documents is complete. So can you tell us whether the president was personally briefed on the contents of the report, and if so, when and by whom?
And we just heard him talking about this. Let's slow this down because this might be important. Might be what he just came out and said just like 5, 10, 20 minutes ago. Oh yeah, here we go.
I don't have anything for you at this time. I would refer you to the Department of Justice or the White House. Obviously, the White House counsel for specifics on the question you just asked. I just don't have anything to share at this time.
Because he blamed his staff for all those documents being there.
Okay, Shizzy, if you're the media secretary, your job is to go around to all these department heads and get like the info of like questions that probably are going to be asked, correct? I mean,
sweetheart, she already has all the questions that they're going to ask.
And she still doesn't know them. That's great. I feel confident.
These are the answers that they want to give. Oh, we can't talk on that. She already has all of these answers. It's the same way with Biden. He already knows the questions that they're going to ask. He already has a list of all the questions that are supposed to be asked. And then he chooses what he's going to answer.
Well, I applaud her for doing 10% of a half-assed job she makes it look difficult. And that's hard.
Hey, did you notice
To do.
that our signer changed?
Yeah.
He turned into the guy with a lisp.
Yeah, well, the other one was looking too distressed, and they were afraid they were gonna get calls to save her.
Don't worry, he looks like he might be a serial killer. Snap, crackle, and pop. Boom.
He looks like the guy on Pet Planet who helps you train your cats.
Do they lick him front to back?
He's the weirdest. He looks like this. He's got this like the big gauged earrings, and I don't know.
Replaced by Jackson Galaxy. Is Baldy doing a good job though? Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see if he has a lisp or a stutter.
Yeah, well.
The White House counsel hasn't said.
Oh no, he does have a lisp.
I would.
Both of us at the same time. Nope, he has a lisp.
We were like,
yep,
it was a lisp. We should have known by the penny problem glasses on a man.
Yeah.
Honestly, you can just reach out directly to them. They have been pretty, as you know, my colleagues there have been pretty responsive. So I would really.
Dude, he's sitting in a chair. He's sitting in a gamer chair just like yours.
I know, but he's still got so much movement.
Yes.
It's like watching water ballet. I'm utterly charmed.
He's sitting in the same chair that you have, except the white on it is not as much.
Yeah.
He likes his meat darker.
Well,
I'm gonna go to hell. I know it.
His children will be able to go out in the sunlight. Mazel tov, sir.
He hasn't adopted enough of them though.
Really direct you to them specifically.
And multiple times this week, the president in his public remarks talked about having conversations in 2021 with European leaders who were deceased at that time. So can you give us an explanation into why the president was referring to those people in those conversations and what exactly happened there?
So I know there's been a lot of focus on this. I want to just step back for a second and just kind of
Oh, please step off the stage, preferably off the very back of it, and make sure that it is a very long fall. Don't worry, your head will be just fine. It has got plenty of cushion up there. It is mushy.
Really kind of top level of what the president was talking about. When he was
Nobody knows what the president's talking about. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
With world leaders,
I love how she settles in though. Like she's very confident about what she's saying.
January 6 events in 2021, what happened, the message that it sent around the globe, around the world.
It was a message. It was sent around the globe, around the world. Said, we're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take
Gonna
it.
take it. And
We're
someone
not
pooped on Pelosi's desk.
Well, they did take her desk, that is for sure.
And the lectern.
Don't worry, AOC, she's a ghost now. She got totally red rummed there, and they took away her life.
I was like, who's there? Who's there? And
we are the ghosts of Christmas future.
No, it's
you're
really
gonna die alone and barren.
If you hold your ear out to the hall of AOC's office really, really quietly, you can just hear, help, help.
Are you okay in there? It's time to go. Oh my God.
For all the, oh my God. Look, it was the fact that we are letting a gajillion and 12 people that we don't know who the hell they are in the country. So our FBI people are so busy finding Mima, who stayed within the velvet lines, 4
taking
years ago.
selfies. taking selfies with security
And they've
guards.
expanded the Capitol grounds to now mean like the yard 500 yards away, which is still considered, they've just expanded the area now that they're looking for people. So when something happens, not if, because now it is almost a probability something is going to happen.
Oh yeah.
So when something happens and the FBI says it was a failure of our, surveillance. If I think who will possibly be president doesn't disband the FBI at that moment, I'm running away. And look, Shizzy, I don't know how much money it's going to take, but we can buy a certain island. We're going to have to get about 1,000 pounds of sage,
Well, no,
4
you have to.
priests, 1
Well,
Unitarian,
well, you're going to have to.
a
You will have.
Rastafarian.
First, you'll have to get rid of all of the children and the bodies that Epstein has there or had there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We'd have to de-spirit cookify it. That's what
Yes.
all the sage is there for. We'd have to then give them all proper burials. That's what all the priests are there for, and that's why we invited the Unitarian.
No, don't put the priests there. The priests, that's dangerous. Priests and kids, bad
Look,
idea.
priests are the only ones that know the effing exorcism stuff. Look, if someone is coming back possessed as a zombie, I want an effing priest who maybe knows some Latin there, because all I'm gonna say is like, habeas corpus, motions in limine,
we'll just get the law pope to come and
Magna Carta, damn it.
It won't cost much
Subject
to get
matter
the law.
jurisdiction.
It won't cost much to get the law pope to do it, would it? He'd come over and probably just be like, "Hey, this looks like a cool place to stream from."
If he's ordained on the internet, I'm sure zombies will agree that that's binding. I'm sure we can make an argument pro se about it.
Well, he doesn't have any shoulders, so I don't know. He's not going to fight any zombies.
Well, I'm just saying if the zombies bring their lawyers, because all lawyers, or a good portion of evil lawyers, go to Hades, they'll probably have their own contingent of lawyers. We will simply have our good lawyers say, excuse me, we have Black's Law Dictionary over. And we have brought our most esteemed Daryl Brooks to argue with you. Here.
We keep him around. We he's going to argue the facts with you. Here, have at it.
Yeah.
Worry, don't
and they're
worry
like, no,
about the
hell no,
straight
hell no,
jacket.
no. Yeah. Satan's like, you motherfuckers. I will. No, hell no. I said no. No,
Hell and
there were
brimstone.
another.
Fire, brimstone's coming at you. Vinny. Oh,
We
to
are
our
going
leaders, to world
God's
leaders,
like,
how
I don't
dangerous,
even look.
it
God
is
made
on
my brain
democracy,
think like
how
this.
important
I don't.
democracy was or is, continues to be, obviously. And he was asked when he was after he was elected, when he went to the G7, he said, and you saw this, it was something that we were saying throughout that trip: America is back. America's back. And what was asked of
she is such a bobblehead, and she has this like constant blink that she does whenever she's lying. She would be so fun to play poker against. Oh my fucking God, I would win so much
Do
money.
you think she'd remember the rules to poker, or would you have to play war?
It wouldn't matter. I'd still win because she just has she gives all the tells. All the tells are there.
Yeah.
of him was for how long? And
Oh,
that whole
yes.
story is just to reiterate, to really land, obviously, how important what we saw that event, how important it is to continue to fight for our democracy, but also how important.
Sweet cheeks, whenever you learn that we are not a democracy, when do you learn that? If you would have taken even third grade civics, you would have learned this shit. Whenever I was in first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth grade, we used to say this little thing that was called the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge of Allegiance.
Where you're basically saying to the flag of the United States of America and for the Republic.
Not for the democracy.
Yeah. It doesn't stand for democracy.
Oh my
It's
God.
Brute. Oh, these people, so silly. I'm looking to see if we've got any updates on our. No, it's still about another hour and 18 minutes. Man, it's moving really slow. Either that or I've just been slacking on it. Yeah, hour and 18 minutes. Jeez.
How important it is, the United States, their leadership, our leadership here in the globe.
Yes, it is important to have some leadership in the globe because Jesus Christ, we don't have any leadership right now except a bunch of willy-nilly Karens running around bitching and moaning about how horrible their lives are because, oh my God, the pew-pews are killing me.
And so he never thought, this is someone who was a senator. He was a vice president. He has a relationship with some of these world leaders for decades. And he never thought that.
It might be the sex slave trafficking kids kind of thing. So he does have a relationship with these world leaders.
Oh.
He is a career politician. What did somebody say? They said that he married his babysitter?
Yeah, Joe Biden was his babysitter after his wife croaked. Well, I mean, she might have
before his wife croaked.
Before his wife croaked. Now, allegedly, they didn't start to get all bow chicka wow wow before
she turned 18. She had to turn 18 first. See,
before his wife ran into a logging truck or a train. I can't.
No, it was a truck. The truck driver that he accused of drinking and ruined his fucking life over.
Of course he fucking
did.
And
then never apologized for it. Yeah. Oh no, he ruined the guy's fucking life. His wife, his wife did some like illegal bullshit or something like that. And dude fucking ran into her, like running a stoplight or some crap like that, and killed her and I think one of their children.
Yeah, the baby girl, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't looked into it.
Maybe she was doing it to save the baby girl. I think that she was doing that to save the baby girl. It's just like, no, your dad's a sick man. I'm just driving out in front of. I'm sorry, that is so horrible, and I'm going to burn in hell for this.
Oh no, the joke's already been made on Crowder, so that's. Okay. But honest to goodness, look, there's a reason I don't talk a lot. There are a certain type of people that use tragedies in their life as constant, and that just grosses me out. Like that's gross to me. I don't get that.
I mean, shit, all of us have had tragedy and rough lives and horrible shit happen to us and good shit happen to us. You tend to remember all the bad shit more than you remember all the good shit. But if you focus on it, if you really focus on it, you'd be surprised how many good things come out of all the bad shit that happens. I mean, it's amazing. It really is amazing to me that people tend to focus on all the bad shit, because I can name like 100 bad things like off the top of my head that have happened to me over the years, and the actual good that came out of those. Perfect example how shitty of a parent that I had that forced me to get out of my home at a very early age, join the military, and actually see, having like a bad father figure and seeking out, men that were, actual men that were just like, son, you need to stop doing what you're doing because that's really stupid. Whereas my father never would have said something like that. These men actually stepped up and were like, son, that's stupid. Don't do that. No. Here, let me show you. Let me show you how it's done. That's not how you do this. This is how you become a man. These are the things that you need to be paying attention to. Stop doing this stupid thing that you're doing because it's just going to end your ass up in jail. That kind of shit. So yeah, all the bad stuff that happens, there's always a good outcome that comes out of it. Well, not always, but generally.
Well, but there's lessons you learn, and you never know when your story could be useful to someone else, or you having gone through something can help you respond to someone else going through something at least a little similar, with empathy and sympathy, and maybe less of an a-hole than you might have been if you hadn't gone through that.
Jeez. I don't know. I have practiced very hard at being an a-hole. I've gotten it down pretty good.
I generally try to be a dill hole, but
Yeah, well, it happens.
well, we watch trials all day and read the news. I mean, we're not.
Oh God. Oh, and there's certain trials I just can't abide by. I got one for MG that I sent to him, so he'll be streaming it off of my stuff, but in about probably around Monday, I'll start releasing them. And then what I may do is just maybe I'll do it over the weekend. I'll start releasing the trials. If he doesn't cover it, MG, you son of a bitch, you better start covering it. Because if you don't cover it, you're going to miss out on the most cracked out horror you ever met in your fucking life. It is glorious. It is so glorious. And I'm not going to cover it. I'm just going to stream that shit on my fucking channel. Oh my, it is so awesome. It is so awesome. But yeah, if MG doesn't cover those, he's doing a disservice to himself, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually pull up the feed and I'm going to let that shit play while I'm working all fucking day long. And I'm just not even going to comment on it. I'm just going to let it run.
Oh,
Like,
that's hilarious.
Open up the super chats and just you guys fucking have at it, because come Monday, you are going to see the most outrageous shit that you've ever seen in your life.
Florida woman, the trial.
Oh, it is glorious. I've got another video after I finish up tonight that I'm uploading onto YouTube. I'm sending him the link. And if he doesn't cover those two before this weekend, if he doesn't cover one of those tonight, I am dead serious. Tough shit, MG, because I will pull that stuff up. It is awesome. It is so good. I love it. And I've edited stuff out of there, and I've taken care of stuff, and it's going to be like, I am not playing.
Awesome.
It is more outrageous than the last 4 years. Fallstorm, get your ass in here. You got to leave, you son of a buck.
That he would hear that. And so you hear him say that, you hear him talk about it. He, another part of it too is how unprecedented that moment was in January 6th when two.
It was not unprecedented.
For the love of God.
Whenever, what was it? Was she saying 2,000 people showed up and said, listen to us?
For France, that's like a Tuesday.
What was it any different than whenever you had a whole bunch of white supremacists running around the Capitol on Inauguration Day, burning and flipping cars in 2016? Is it any different than that? Is it any different than the Summer of Love, where they set up shop in some little town square in Seattle until, oh yeah, some teenagers got shot to death in their car by a bunch of like lunatics? Is it any different than Kenosha getting halfway burned down and Kyle Rittenhouse ended up having to protect himself by taking off like a couple of melons and a few bodies?
Yeah,
maybe a forearm. Is it any different? Is it any different because everyone got all outraged over a guy that was freaking out over fentanyl and dies? Okay. Is it any different than some police officer trying to protect himself from some psychopath and ends up fucking blowing a few caps in his ass? Is it? I mean, I could just continue on, but yeah.
Is it any different than when they put
whenever
the White House on lockdown?
Whenever
Because
some young girl shows up on puberty blockers at a school in Tennessee and starts popping caps in little kids' asses, and then the police take her out, do you think that they really are concerned about that? Instead, no, we'll just hide their manifesto. But you'll be more than happy to show the manifesto of some crazy right wing motherfucker. It's like, Jesus Christ, if you guys get your head out of your ass, you might find that people are people, and there are a bunch of psychos out there. And it doesn't matter whether they're on the left or on the right, whether they're man, woman, child, it doesn't matter. You've got psychos out there everywhere. And because you are handicapping, because you were sitting there saying, oh, we're so worried about the worst attack that's ever happened on the Capitol ever. Do you remember the Capitol fucking burned down at one point in time because they're stupid? Oh yeah, there's a
Well,
reason why the capital got moved to another state entirely. Ended up becoming the District of Columbia. Where was the capital before then? Oh no, it wasn't the District of Columbia, sweet cheeks. Maybe if you took history, you would know this shit. But no, they don't want to teach you history because teaching you history would mean that they would have to admit that all the bullshit that they've been teaching you for the past fucking 30 years has been bullshit.
that would
Sorry.
be terribly difficult.
Rant over. Sorry. It's
You're
just sometimes
fine.
it bubbles up.
No, it's okay. Her dumbness never
Yes.
fails to make me want to test liquid duck, as Critical Drinker would say.
Fall Storm, you ain't wore out yet. Wait until I get a hold of you on Friday night. You're gonna be wore out. No, if you haven't seen it, go check out The Expert on Friday Night Live. Volstorm is a regular guest over there, and he is so cool. Just like, and then of course he comes over here on Sundays, and his lovely wife Diva Dictionary comes over, and we do AI chats, and that's if they're able to, because they were not able to do it last week. It was just like, nope, we're piecing out of this. It's all good. You never have to worry about it, because we'll make the magic happen. We'll make the magic happen regardless. Okay, let's listen. I'm just trying to avoid getting, the whole copyright bullshit happening here.
Oh yeah, no, you're fine. Oh my gosh, if I never hear January 6th ever again.
Well, just wait until, you know what? It happens every fucking year. January 6th is every damn year. It happens.
I know.
It's been happening since Saint what was the guy? Constantine? Yeah, January 6th has always been happening since then.
But Shizzy, I put Mountain Dews and firecrackers under my front, doormat, hoping that Bison Man would come and bring me and leave me natty ices and freedom, and he didn't. And I'm sad. I don't believe in freedom anymore.
Oh, damn it. You wanted some Red Bull. That's what he left you.
Well, I thought he was going to sign my Constitution, leave a little American flag, little lectern.
Oh, it's just a little one.
Just a little one, like saying he'd been there. Little freedom seed.
The shaman was here.
Yeah.
Just 2,000 person mob went to the Capitol.
And you know what? 2,000 person mob went to the Capitol, and one of them got shot dead. And you know how many people they actually killed in that whole thing? None. It was the Capitol Police or one of the security guard, whatever the bonehead's name was, that decided he was going to pop a cap in some lady's ass.
That left his Glock in a bathroom stall to be found by children.
Well,
previously.
Don't want to have it on you. Don't want to have it on you.
Because they were lied to about the results of the election.
No. You had some really bad actors. The people that were doing bad shit, those people should absolutely be prosecuted for trespassing. They should be prosecuted for that. There has not been one conviction of an insurrection. One. Not one.
No.
One ever. In this whole bullshit that everyone wants to bitch about. Not one. No. Not two. Not three. Not four. Zero.
Even Ketanji Brown or Jackson Brown had to admit that today in Supreme Court oral arguments. Like,
oh my God, that was so glorious. Oh,
yeah. She's like, I like your argument, but they didn't say the president. She's almost crying. She's like, but they didn't say it. And I'm like,
but she doesn't know what a woman is. So, I mean,
well, true.
But still, here's the thing. I was watching that on, as I had it in the background. I was watching that with Good Logic, Joe, and I was like, oh yeah, this is like, and peace be to him that he was just like, he wasn't saying anything whenever they were speaking. He would speak in between, but as they were asking those questions, he was just like Stonewall Jackson. I was like, oh God, yes, that was awesome. That was glorious. Someone put it up in this chat. I was like, that was that was movie magic right there. I was like, yeah, that's perfect. And it just resonated because she was asking this question, whether, I mean, she still might vote the other way, but
Yeah.
they made it very clear. It's just like, listen, the bullshit that you guys are trying to pull, and I think these Superior Court judges might be a little bit smarter than you think, because they're going, do you realize that the bullshit that you're pulling right now, if Trump gets elected, okay, even if you get him out of there, if he gets elected, they could turn this shit on your ass in a heartbeat.
They're not
And,
smart enough.
I think they are. I think they are, because they're looking at it and they're just going, if you do this, you are setting a precedent that if someone even comes in and protests and says anything, they're going to call it insurrection. They will have you up on charges. You won't be able to hold a government office. And you know what? It seems to me that the left is a hell of a lot more violent than the right, because they are the ones that are burning down cities.
Shizzy, that would require the right to grow a set of balls.
Yes.
And when has that happened?
Well, whenever they run as a president, as he came in there with his balls swinging. I mean, he had balls swinging so hard that the cats were like chasing after it, and they got their claws in deep. Because here's the thing that Trump didn't do. If he would have done this coming in there in the first place, is fire a whole bunch of freaking people and getting them out of there, he would have been amazed how smooth it ran. But he listened to the RNC, and the RNC is like, no, you're good. You got this. It's okay. Don't worry about, Susie over there. She's not really anybody. No, Susie was the one that was leaking information to everybody else. Susie was the one that was going, it doesn't matter to me as long as I keep my fucking job. They screwed him over bad, and they're going to do it again unless he just comes in there and clears house, just like, all you gone. I'll hire my wait staff from Mar-a-Lago. I'll hire my wait staff from Trump Tower to come in here and run this place, and they'll do a much better fucking job than you, because they're efficient, because they respect me. Like, you motherfuckers don't respect shit. All you respect is how many people you can screw over in a day. Hey, Fry, what's up, brother?
Because
it's
they
getting
wanted
close to
overturn,
bedtime. You didn't guess
the election. So just really want to make sure that we get that we understand why the reason he was telling that story. And look,
because he's a moron.
Look, as it relates to the names and what he was trying to to say. Look, many people, elected officials, many people, they can misspeak sometimes, right? And look, let me give you a couple of examples. On Sunday, Speaker Johnson said Iran instead of Israel. This happens. And Joe is not here. There are many times I call Joe from USA Today Michael.
You don't have the nuclear codes.
Yes. Yeah. No, and I understand there's going to be slight slips of the tongue, but whenever you have a teleprompter up there telling you exactly what you need to say, there's no excuse.
Shizzy, I go back to, he is going to bomb Iowa thinking he's bombing Iran, and no one's going to tell him no, because no one's going to ask him, did he mean Iran, do you think? No, he said Iowa. Aye, sir.
Maybe he said Idaho. I don't know. Let's go back and listen to him. Oh, it could have been anything that he said. I don't know. Let's just drop a bomb on someplace. Do you think he's actually running anything? No. He's wandering around crapping his pants and making a mockery, while all the people that are running the shit are in the background going, how can we make sure that we don't get Trump in here?
I mean, honest to God, we're lucky his dogs didn't bite anyone while they were in there. I mean, how many? Well, I mean,
because he got a Secret Service agent, but that was that the same dog that he fell down in the shower
first he
with?
Had because he tried to catch his tail, as you do when you're taking a shower.
Yeah,
Then
why
he
are
wore
you in the
the
shower with your dog? I'm just curious. I mean, were the kids not enough
I
for you? I mean,
I mean, I don't shower with Fry, but that's I mean, I'm not the president either, so
well, I shower with 3 dogs, but there's a reason I do that because those 3 dogs, whenever they decide that they're going to like dig up our entire backyard and be caked with mud from head to toe, it's just
oh, well,
like,
yeah.
all right. My wife is sitting there with a towel, like she's got 3 towels sitting out. I'm in the shower because we have one of those like extended hoses, and I'm
Oh,
sitting there
yeah.
washing all 3 of those fuckers. I'm just like, Jesus Christ! If you bastards go back out there again tonight and start digging in the fucking yard, I'm gonna kill every goddamn one of you. I won't do that because I love them to death, but it's just
But
like,
then
oh,
they're
you
like,
sons of
"We
bitches.
will never dig again until tomorrow."
Yeah, tomorrow is a fresh day, and that mud is still oh so soft and juicy. We can just get it all over us.
Oh, yeah, Fry's determined to catch a mole or a gopher, and I'm like, "It's not gonna let you play with it." And by
Ours are
play, I mean
chipmunks.
bite it.
No, we have chipmunks, and the chipmunks are going to be outrageous because we had a year where all of the acorns dropped, and there's a name for it where all the acorns drop,
Oh, no.
and whenever that happens, your population in chipmunks like doubles in size. So it was one of those years we're going to have a lot of chipmunks this year, and guess what? Our dogs love those chipmunks, and the chipmunks like hiding under shit. And those dogs are just like, we have nails, we will dig. You're not going to get to them through there. Little chipmunk, you can hear him just squeaking, just deep, 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 deep. Oh, fuckers! This is why I got a BB gun. Just got him.
I told my husband the squirrels ate the line to our brakes on our car. And I told him, I said, "Do you think there would be a market for, squirrel taxidermy of Star Wars?" Just asking for a friend.
Oh, the Illuminati need a puppet so they can continue what they did under Obama, turning the frogs gay. So says Alex Jones.
I'd believe Alex. Oh my gosh. You know what Trump should do? Trump should go full shit lord with this. He should make either Alex Jones or Michael Malice media
Press secretary.
secretary, or Tucker Carlson press secretary. Oh my God. No, not.
I wouldn't. If I were Tucker Carlson, I wouldn't do it. I make more money just sitting in my ranch and going and doing interviews with people.
Okay. Then we need Michael Malice, because Michael Malice would do it out of spite and just to yell at midwits, which I'd be okay with.
I would be fine with that.
Then, of course, we promote Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez as ambassador to Ukraine.
Iraq.
And she can bring democracy there.
Yeah.
Or actually Antarctica. And the squad can go to do the first preliminary test of colonization on Mars. See if socialism will work this time there.
Yeah.
I mean, because it was never done right.
Well, and if she's smart, she would take, all of the disenfranchised, transvestites with her, transams. She would take them with her, and she would see firsthand this country maybe she'd just take them to Palestine. I think she should take them to Palestine. There you go. Sweetheart, take them all to Palestine and see all of those little protesters been like, you need to stand up for Palestine. Oh, girl, it's so sweet. And I guarantee you that would be the first one that goes flying off that like 3-story building. Of course, they'll have to do it 3 or 4 times because 3-story buildings aren't shit.
Yeah. I want, basically that. Actually, we'll set them up on Madagascar, and they can create their own society
I
and show us
know.
just exactly how great they'll have their own stuff. They can make their own agricultural stuff, everything. Since America is so terrible, we'll
It
set them
is.
up with their own little land. They can
Very true.
farm, they can do everything, but everyone's gonna wanna do their passion. Like, who wants to farm as their passion?
I
I
mean,
wanted to be a
farming is,
graphic design I'm a
yeah,
graphic designer and a puppykin.
yeah. I've got my furry convention that I've got this furry group that we're together with, and we're doing our waterboard dances. Come with us and join us. It's so much fun.
We're celebrating Mother Gaia.
Yes. You too can join us. Yo, 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 traveling fools, what is up? Good to see you. None of you bitches. You read my mind, Mo.
Well, I'm always for sending other people to Mars or the Sun or Snake Island.
Those are two genius suggestions back to back.
Sure he doesn't appreciate that. He doesn't. I've apologized to him many times. Now I call him JoJo because the president calls him JoJo. And also Sean Hannity himself has said Jason Chaffetz when he met Matt Gaetz.
And you know what? Sean Hannity can go suck the balls off of a monkey. I don't like that guy whatsoever. I have no love for Sean Hannity. He is the epitome of a fucking rhino. He can just go suck the chrome off of a golf course buggy. I don't give a shit. I do not like the guy. It's like everybody's like, oh, Sean Hannity, oh, he's so conservative. What? No. So the asshole was on the conservative or whatever realm whenever he was doing talk radio here in Atlanta. Yes, I remember him. And what was the other guy? Neil Bortz. He took over Neil Bortz's spot or would do sit-ins for him, and then went over to Fox and really showed the kind of true colors that he is. No, he is one of those fakers. He is not a true conservative. As much as he likes to say, oh no, I'm totally true conservative. Like, conserving what? Conserving what? Because you have no idea what it means to be conservative. You have no idea. You talk the talk, you say you walk the walk, but whenever it comes down to it, you're more about sucking Mitt Romney's dick than anybody. So you can just go kiss my ass until it's expedient for you to not be cool with it. It's like, he's.
Also, can we get a refund on Dan Crenshaw, because that's a waste of a former SEAL and eye patch, cool pirate look.
Yeah. Sean Hannity. Neil Bortz is full of shit. I'm sorry. Neil Bortz, yes, he is cool and he's a good personality, but he is just as shitty as Sean Hannity. I guarantee you. Go check the guy out. You'll understand. He is just a whiny old bitch. Sorry. They're fake. I don't trust them. Worth a damn. It is all about the grift. It's all about the money. They're radio talk show personalities. Wonderful. You guys do great things, but you're just talking out your ass. Because whenever the rubber hits the road, I guarantee your ass is just like, I'm out of here. I ain't standing up for that shit. It's like,
no, they were perfectly fine to let Alex Jones look. You might not like the guy. You might think that what he said was, maybe, but the man apologized and apologized and apologized.
Constantly.
And it was weaponization, and it was going after a private citizen with the full, the miscarriage of justice in that case. There was a summary judgment with absolutely no paperwork. And
yeah.
And then they act like we are free speech people. No, you're not. You're bigger Karens. No, and Tipper Gore.
It's the same way with what's that Pearl, Mini Pearl, whatever the hell her name is.
I thought she was a troll. I didn't realize.
No, she's trying to play it off as she's so conservative and all for the. Anytime you see women that are sitting there going, you have to stand up for men, it's just like, okay, be suspicious. I'm not saying all of them are like that. I'm saying just be very suspicious of whenever women are doing that, because it's either because they need to get laid And it helps them get into that little group of a bunch of like guys who are just like, oh my God, she's speaking up for me. Oh, she's speaking up for me. Yeah, no, dudes can speak up for themselves. We've been doing it for thousands and thousands of years without any problem. Sure, it's fine if you're sitting there going, yeah, I see the injustices that are given to men and you speak up for it. But if that's all that you're about, be very suspicious. It is a grift. It is an absolute grift. Fuck them,
She just
bitches.
look again. I have 6 children. I have enough going on with my life. Whether or not you decide Pearlie's things seems to be just way too involved in what other women are wearing. If you don't have anything in your life that's occupying, ma'am, find yourself a husband, get yourself impregnated. You will have no time to do any shit. I promise you.
If you want to promote men, go get yourself a man.
Yeah.
There you go.
Go
It's not
support
really
one
hard.
man. How about stop policing the entire internet just based on your whatever feelings you have about stuff?
You'd be
I don't
surprised
tell
how fast that works. How fast they
it,
go away.
it's almost like you can support men without being a total cunt.
You see
I
too
mean,
many of them.
I
I
don't
don't
know if
trust
I
any of them.
can. I'm not sure I can do that, but I've heard tell that might be true.
Well, the worst part about it is you'll see all the dudes simping over them too. They'll just be like, "Oh, she's speaking for me." It's like, no, because you are
Shizzy.
the one that needs spoken up for because you're not man enough to stand up for yourself. You're not
Why
man
do I
enough to
have
say,
morals? I could capitalize on all of this stuff, but I have this thing that stops me. Damn, I have these things
"What's
that
wrong
stop
with
me
you?
from I
What's wrong
know.
with you, woman?"
And here I say I'm the world's worst Christian.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I am, but still.
Yes.
Come at me, pearly things. I have
Come
6
at it.
kids. I've heard it
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, trust me, you're just a bump in the road, sweet cheeks. I have no interest in that girl whatsoever. And that's the thing, is because she's her problem is she keeps finding the really weak guys. She's finding the ones that she has to speak up for because they're just not man enough to speak up for themselves. And I'm not saying that men aren't given horrible injustices and the world is not going to fucking stomp your ass down. But the sooner you learn it as a young child that you need to stand up for yourself and be a man about this shit, the sooner that you're going to see this kind of crap go away. And
Resilience is something you have to learn. Resilience is something, that's why I don't jump up and, when the kids would get hurt, we'd say, okay, let's see, we wouldn't go
Yeah.
crazy. Okay. Because, all right, let's try again. You need to learn resilience. I mean, it's life isn't going to be kind to you. It's not. It's going to kick you right in the tit and expect you to get up and go to work the next day. And it's not going to give 2 craps.
And it's man,
So,
woman, child. It
yeah,
is not, it knows no sex. That is life. That
yeah,
is life. Life is going to be cruel. Life is going to be hard. Life is going to be mean. There's going to be bad things that happen to you. And it's what you take from that experience. It's what
yeah,
you make from that experience of, you know what, this really crappy thing happened to me. And you can sit there and you can blame God, or you can ask God, say, God, why did this happen to me? What can I learn from this experience? What kind of lesson can I learn from this? Where can I take this? If you get beat down by a bunch of Mexicans in a game lot parking lot and you get your nose broken, what can you learn from this experience? Well, how about this? Next time that you get someone jumping you like that, make sure you take those jumper cables and attach them to their chest. And then that shit might not happen again. But, you live and you learn. Just saying. There's a reason why I have a hard time breathing most nights.
Well, see?
No, so bad shit happens to everyone.
Yeah.
And it's going to happen. you're gonna know someone that you love that dies of cancer. You're gonna know
Yeah.
someone that you love that has a horrible experience. You're those horrible experiences are going to happen to you. It's what you use that horrible experience to learn from it and grow and go, yeah, this bad thing happened to me, but that's not me. That's not what makes me me. It's like, how can I help somebody that this horrible thing happens to them also? That's
And it's not an excuse for bad behavior. Oh my
Exactly.
God, is it not an excuse for bad or irresponsible or stupidness or, an excuse for stuff? It is not. It is
No.
not an excuse.
No.
Look, it's what I tell my girls all the time. Like, you can be having a bad day. You can be having a really bad day. And I get that. I get you're dealing with stuff I didn't have to deal with as a teenager. Hell, when my mom gave me the birds and the bees talk, it was just the birds and the bees. And now I have to explain to you the whole fucking arc. So, and I don't
Yeah.
even understand half of this crap. And I read all the Smexy books, even the weird ones. And I'm like, what the hell is a polyamorous polycule? What the what the hell even is this? Over.
See,
But
Mo, I need to get you on Sunday nights to read with us.
I am trying. So legitimately, I go in to my new pain doctor Thursday, and they're trying a new injection that's supposed to help. He thinks this doctor is supposed to be is much better. He's actually had patients with TRPS, so and he says this injection is supposed to be much better. And then I'm going to talk to him about. I've always slept on my left side, so to have my left side affected, my body naturally goes to my left side and then I can't sleep. So I'll have like a full week where I don't get any really good sleep. And then like every 2 weeks on Sunday, I will just crash and like sleep the entire day.
We do it
It's
Sunday nights.
terrible.
You come by and we read off some of the most ridiculous bullshit that you've ever
I
seen.
keep intending to, and then I've been passed
You
it.
would if and the thing is, you don't have to be there every single time. I will
That
send if
is
you want me to, I will send you invites, and if you're available, you
that
jump in.
works. Yes.
Yeah, I will do that. I will next invites I send out, I will include you
Sounds
in the
good.
invites. And sometimes it doesn't happen, and I usually let people know ahead of time. Like last week,
That
it didn't
is
happen. And I said, "Well, guess what? It's not going to happen tonight. But if you're wanting to come by, which was Kaiser, he was like, "Oh, I'm totally down with coming by. We'll just talk other shit." And that's what we did. So there's
Sir,
never any stress. You got bubblegum. What's happening? Well, that's the
let's
problem.
see. What's
Because
happening is that we heard the president talk about Gaza, and then he segued into talking about how Mexico wouldn't open the gates to Gaza, but he talked about how he got Bibi to open them up right after yelling at someone that his memory is fine. Damn it.
yes, it was glorious. Oh my gosh, this goes down
We
in
feel
the
so
annals.
much better.
Yes. Let's hand him some more nuclear codes. Is
Yep.
MG going to stream tonight? That son of a bitch. I know he's not. Let's see what we got. The caucus. We got 40 minutes and 54 seconds before the polls come in because nobody's doing anything. They're just like, no, we're holding off. Okay, well, we'll just keep it going.
They're
It
waiting for
happens.
the
It really
talent
happens.
portion.
Rick Scott.
Yes.
The evening gowns, they weren't quite sold. It's the bikinis.
She's wearing white. I mean, come on. It just makes her look darker. That's all.
Medicare, pardon me.
Bad.
And so this happens. It happens to all of us, and it is common. But I do want to make sure we don't forget what the overall arching kind of theme, what he is trying to say about our leadership on the global stage.
But what about our leadership on the global stage? Huh? Sweetheart, what about our leadership? Does our leadership really look fucking good on the global stage? If you're
Does she
looking
look
to
kind of puffier to you, like she's been drinking heavily?
Well, no, it's the syphilis. It tends to do that.
That's actually not a joke because apparently syphilis is raging now in America and they're rationing penicillin because there's not enough.
You know, the worst part about AIDS, and I joke not about this. The worst part about AIDS is
Okay.
they found that it was more populous in gay women. It was raging more through the gay
Really?
women than it was through the. I mean, it was still big in the gay population, but gay women were getting it more because gay women tend to like go get a little bit of D every so often. Just saying, I've known a few lesbians. They do tend to like that. They don't tell their partners, but you know they tend to step out
Oh, well,
quite often.
Shizzy, they have these items. You don't actually have to get the man, but you can have a man-like item.
Oh, but there's nothing like the real thing, baby. That's what I've been told.
Oh, well, okay. I was just
Just
look,
saying.
I've heard tell that there are these
Just saying. Just saying. As much as and there's some that are true to the cause. More power to you. There's some that are true to the cause, but I guarantee you there's quite a few of them that are just like, you know what, I just and it doesn't matter where it's coming from. They're just like happy to get
Ooh.
it. They'll be just and
Well,
yes.
you know,
So
nothing parties like a hobo.
just saying. Just saying. Never mind. Just
Sizzy's like, this will be a rumble talk later on.
yeah, we'll talk about this later because I've known a few lovely ladies. Just saying.
All those people you mentioned, yourself included, are a lot younger than the president. And obviously, as he's heading into the election season, one of the things that people are talking about in polls is a concern about his age. What do you say then to Americans who have that concern and they see 3 times in just a couple days the president getting the name of a leader wrong and referencing somebody who is deceased?
So look,
Even the hand jive guy is like,
yeah, how do you explain this? He does still speak with a lisp though.
we both caught it. We were like,
yep,
lisp.
Thank you, Libby. I appreciate it. Apparently the hobos are hot. It's not just the hobos, I'm telling you. Mo, use your phrase, what in the Canadian heroin swap meet? Just letting you know.
You are. I'm glad. I am America's new greatest export. Really. I mean, these phraseologies.
I'm telling you, if you make a calendar with the Moisms,
I need to work on that. I
you
swear to
and
goodness,
Baker,
I had
if
all
you
of
and Baker get together and he will draw the pictures of the Moisms,
yes,
you guys could make a fortune. You guys could make a fortune.
I need to do that. I swear to goodness, I had all these plans this week to update my intros and add sounds to Snake Island and everything. And then Delphi was like, hey, we're going to explodorate.
Yep.
Hey, you know that dumpster fire we are? We're going to add a Sharknado with lasers on our head. By the way, you know that Constitution thing? Screw it. We don't care.
Yes. Else you get
And I'm
kicked
like,
out of Starbucks. That's awesome.
Again, as you just stated in your question to me, I just laid out other
Oh, you laid
leaders
out
in the
something.
community or elected officials who have done the same.
Yes, but they're not the fucking president of the United States.
Yes, again, that's
with a
the
fucking
problem.
teleprompter in front of his goddamn melon.
Yes.
Every time that he speaks, there's a teleprompter and it's all up there. Like President XYZ vice
Yeah,
president,
in
whatever.
large
fucking have-
block letters, like large with pictures and probably like
Yes.
a bouncing ice cream, like they used to do the sing along or
Yes.
karaoke. It probably
And,
bounces along.
and he
Probably
still
like
cannot say their fucking names because he couldn't figure out CC from BB in Mexico in the Gaza Strip. And he was just like, somebody get me some goddamn children and ice cream cones because I don't know where the fuck I'm at.
look, his MK Ultra was or whatever adrenochrome was wearing off.
That son of a bitch was walking off stage and someone asked him about Gaza. He walks over and he starts going, yeah, go whatever's happening in Gaza. It's horrible. But in Mexico, and I'm just like, where in the holy hell did he get this bullshit from that he's talking about Mexico? And then he tries to circle back around to Gaza and he ends up in fucking Libya. And it's just like, now I'm going to bomb Iowa. Fuck this place. All right, I'm out of here.
Yeah. Yep. That's oh my gosh. It's yeah.
Beware, people that live in Iowa or Idaho or any place that starts with the letter I, you might just want to move.
I live in Indiana. This is gonna suck. He's gonna be like, Libiana.
Sweetheart,
Sir, what?
we have to talk backstage about Indiana because I got some questions for you. Just remind me, damn it. We end up talking like all kinds of dirty talk whenever we get backstage. We're talking about like dirty diapers and all kinds of crap like that. It's horrible. We end up like skipping over the whole Indiana thing. I got things to ask you. All right, we're back.
I don't claim it very much. So.
Well, I don't blame you. I wouldn't either. Damn
So it is
Hoosiers.
not uncommon.
My thoughts exactly.
As it relates to what the American people feel or what the American people think, I want to be really careful because you did ask me that question in a context of the election, so I can't really speak to the election, any upcoming election. But I can say this: this is a president that has had a.
But that's the whole point.
Randiana.
Or Indiana. Yes, we know that AI can draw better, but that is the gloriousness of the Baker's drawings. Is because they're so horrible that they're just like, man, my 5-year-old could draw better than this shit. But it is Baker that drew this. Indiana. No.
Yes, that's where I live now.
A very successful 3 years. When you look at the economy, when you look at climate change.
He's had a successful 3 years.
Did she stare into the sun for about 10 minutes, burn out her retinas and her frontal lobe, and that's how she's getting this sunny outlook?
He's had an incredible 3 years when you look at the economy, when you look at climate change. Economy, climate change, two things that don't add up. I'm having a hard time here. Like the numbers are not clicking. Like,
well, math is racist, so
well,
you'll have that.
It happens.
Even
that's why I'm so pissed I was
talk
born
guy
a
is
poor black
like,
child. Yeah, he's like, can I put my finger through my eye right now and like pick out my skull?
He's like, wait a minute. The economy, something people care about, climate change, is that on the top 3 list of things anyone gives 2 shits about right now? Top 3. I mean, it might be important to you down the line, but I'm pretty sure most people, care more about the fact that $100 worth of groceries is one
Libby
bag now.
Libby has it right. He's had a successful 3 years. He hasn't died and left us with camel toe.
Oh my God.
So it's been a success for them because this is how they judge their success. Well, he hasn't molested any children in the past 3 years. We tend to be able to keep him away from them, except maybe he goes attacking the Easter Bunny and shit. But outside of that, it's all right.
Shaking hands with ghosts, tripping over at West Point, You
falling
know, just
upstairs. I mean,
the things
looking
normal
like,
leaders do.
yeah, normal leaders, they totally, if you asked him to
Falling
name the history of
asleep.
the United States, he would probably figure that it started somewhere in like 2010, because that's about as far back as that shithead can remember. I mean,
Oh,
back in
no,
2010,
the best thing that he
whenever I was senator, I did not sniff that child's forehead, and it wasn't me groping that like 13-year-old girl. It wasn't me. No, no, no. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't remember shit. Yeah, it's
No.
amazing how his memory falters whenever he does fucked up shit, but whenever he supposedly does something that he thinks is great, well, I got the Abraham Accord signed, didn't I? Like, no, that wasn't you, son. Sorry, son. Hey, wake up.
No.
Hey.
My favorite was when he told the people of Hawaii how he understood their pain, probably to a greater extent because he had a small kitchen fire once. And then fell asleep when they were talking, because that's
what you do.
as you do.
Yeah, calling out dead people to stand up. Yes.
Okay, do you think that
all the crises?
Oh gosh, the Texas governor, why is his name escaping me right now?
Oh, Abbott?
Abbott. Do you think Abbott's finally getting Biden back for asking him to stand up when he was vice president?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You know he is.
He's like, you
Since I
son of a
can't really
bitch. I'll get you back.
I got you back, you son of a bitch. Yep.
To the election, any upcoming election, but I can say this: this is a president that has had a very successful 3 years. When you look at the economy, when you look at climate change, when you look at COVID, all the crises that he had to deal
That he created. All the crises, all the lockdowns. Remember, it was not Trump that locked people down. It was Trump that locked people out, said you can't come to this country if you're coming from these countries. That was what he did. And then he said, okay, states, it's up to you to decide what you want to do. And I would say about 100% of those states said, yeah, we're locking everybody in their houses. It wasn't all of them. Oh, wait. Yes, it was. It was every single one of them said, we're going to lock you in your houses. You guys can't go out. You have to stand 6 feet. We got these rules. We got these regulations. You have to abide by them. If we don't, we're going to have some crazy ass fucking Karen with horrible fucking hair stand in front of you and yell at you. And then they get all pissed off and make sure that you get arrested and all kinds of shit because oh my God, you're sitting in your car and you don't have a mask on. Oh my God, the whole world it's because of you. You must be a MAGA supporter. It was all these horrible people that you unleashed upon us that we weren't allowed to shoot dead in the street. It's amazing how many people actually survived. The end of the world as you know it came and went. And guess what? It was all because you motherfuckers locked us in our houses. And you wonder why kids are having such a hard time adjusting to social and economic situations because they weren't given any of the proper tools to learn how to deal with people without like freaking out like their mom and their dad. Jeez, I'm so horrible. So horrible. There's a reason why I decided not to have children, and this might be it, because I would not want to have something like that show up at my fucking front doorstep and telling me how to run my fucking life. Sorry.
It is rather annoying. Yeah.
She is fucking Looney Tunes.
deal with when he walked into this administration. That was done by someone who has experience.
No, they still did fucked up shit though. South Dakota still did fucked up shit. Sorry. Every single one of these states decided they wanted to pull some goddamn shady goddamn shit. They told us that you had to do X, Y, or Z. They told us we had to do A, B, C. You're being forced, and you have no resolution to the situation because, just because one state didn't do it, no, your whole fucking country was involved in this crap. The whole country was involved in this fucking sham bullshit. What is this? Hey, how's it going, Cool Gamer? Good to see you. Or was it North Dakota, Nome State? No, everybody was involved in it. Everybody was involved in every fucking state was involved. Give, take, hate, whatever. Don't care. some of them were smart enough to say, okay, we're gonna loosen up restrictions. You had places like Florida. I think Georgia, it took a little while longer because they're morons. There's still people walking around with fucking masks. I am just like, okay, whatever. I don't care. And you've got other states that they're still like in total lockdown mode, like California.
Gosh, they're so
I
weird.
I mean, if you watched a trial lately, that there's still people wearing masks into court. Okay.
Oh yeah, they're so weird.
Yeah. So I don't want to hear it because it won't be long. It won't be long before you see. All right, we're coming close to November. Okay, the closer we get to November, the more that you're going to see. All of these fuckers are going to start wearing masks again. They're going to be promoting you to go get your little jabs, and they're going to be locking everybody's channels down that tells you what the fuck you people doing because you're questioning our authority. Do not question our authority. It's going to happen again. Just be prepared. Just be prepared. You think, oh, why would they would really try that again?
Shizzy, you've seen farmers erupt. You don't want to see the Million Mom minivan protest that's going to happen if they lock down schools again.
Yeah, you will. They will suck it up again.
Oh no, we won't.
Oh, they will. They will. Because it'll be something new. It'll be something fresh. And it'll be something that if they debate it, it's just like, okay, we're just going to raise the price of your groceries. We don't care. You're going to be so concerned with the cost of just trying to put gas in your tank that you're just like they're going to kick the fight out of you.
Do we have puppy videos?
They want. I'm sorry. They want to kick. They want to kick any fight out of you, and it sucks to tell you this, but that's what they want to do because they're going to say, you know what, you're just not worth it to us. You thought you were gonna get something from us. Just watch who you vote for, and make sure that you've got your mail-in ballots ready because they're coming. Oh, they're coming in full force. They found out a way that it worked the first time. Do you think they're going to let it go by the second time? Oh, you must be a racist if you ain't going to mail in your ballot.
Here's the problem though. They've eroded their support in not fully, but their support is eroding in largely Black communities that are noticing that these new migrants are getting a lot of play. Those new migrants can't vote yet. A lot of people are I'm not totally not doom-tilled.
Let me throw something out to you that a lot of people are failing to notice. Okay. Bring in more migrants. Bring in all of them. Open up the borders and let them all in. Do you know why? Because they are Christian conservatives. You just don't know it because you don't speak their language. Please keep letting them in. Let as many of them in as you possibly can because they do not abide by ripping kids out of mommy's bellies. That's not how they live. That is not their religion. That is not their belief. And you start throwing things like that up there where it's just like, you mean the drug cartels have power here because they're allowed to own firearms because you're not going to prosecute them? No, I'm telling you, keep bringing in the Mexican immigrants. Keep bringing those motherfuckers in. Oh, because you have not seen a bunch of Catholic motherfuckers rise up like ever before. I guarantee you they will rise up against your ass so fast and they will kick all of your Democrat bullshit down the fucking toilet in a heartbeat. You have no idea. They do not
You've
like
seen the
you.
Latinx stuff isn't going over well. The Latinx,
you notice that shit disappeared as soon as they opened up the borders. You don't see that shit anymore. It's just like Latin. What? So you're telling me that there's something in between? No, there's man, there's woman. Do you not get it? These people are very conservative. They're very much into family. They are very much into family values. They're very much into having children. And if you think that you're going to get their support by telling them that oh, you can just go down here and kill a child, you're going to lose so much support. I'm like, go ahead, bring them all in and send them to all of those wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Democrat cities. And you're going to find out the wrath that comes from all of those people. Give them voting rights and find out how they actually believe. Oh, yeah. You have no idea, brother. You have no idea the shitstorm that you're stirring up, because it is all about population, and they will populate your ass out of existence because you don't want to have children. Why? Because you can't. Because whenever you're screwing a guy in the ass, they ain't having kids. Sorry. Whenever you're licking the muff right there, you're just saying, guess what? That ain't producing no kids. They don't care. They're just like, this is sex, man. It's like,
Well,
you think I'm using a condom? Shh, screw that. I already have like 20 kids back in Mexico. I'm going to have another 30 here.
well, yes and no, because they'll go with the party that will give them gives for first.
They won't stay with them.
But they're still going to be counted to the electoral college in the areas
that you, if I'm telling you right now, all these people that are sitting there going, oh, no, that never, I am telling you right now, you bring in a bunch of very, very conservative people and they'll say, yep, gimme. And they are done. They're done.
The same thing happened to, where does Ilhan Omar represent?
Somalia.
Well, yeah, but little Somalia, little Mogadishu or whatever.
She wants to turn America into Somalia. She's already said that.
Oh yeah.
She says her country was so wonderful and so great that's why she was like having sex with her brother. I mean, come on, why not?
But the region or the district that she covers wouldn't allow the rainbow flag to be flown. No shit, you idiots. They voted in a fully Muslim city council, and then the blue hairs were like, they won't let us fly our pride flag out here. Seamus, why? Why won't they let us do this? Something about it not being haram?
We don't understand what that means. What is haram? We don't understand.
They said they wanted to show me something on the top floor, though. Oh.
I don't know why I went up there. I don't know why I have a board in my head.
Oh my God. Islam is all about peace. I read the Quran once before. It's called abnegation, and no, it's not.
That's why I'm just like, you people are idiots. Go ahead.
Oh my God.
Get yourself hooked up with all these psychos. That's fine. That's fine. Go ahead.
Okay. It's close to my bedtime. I'm already hoping that the sweet asteroid of death is coming now. Wonderful. The hills are alive with the sound of my tortured mental thoughts. Like the hills are alive with the sounds of nihilism.
Well, I'm so glad that you could come over here and spend time with me and be able to rant and rave. Like,
oh no,
like
it's
no
great because you know, Mr. Mo, I was so mad about Delphi last night. So we were at our date, and I was just like, those dirty mother. And he was like, don't you have friends you can talk about your trials with now? And I was like, yeah, but I'm here with you right now, so I'm talking to you. He's like, this was a terrible strategy for date night.
It's like, I love you.
He's like, well, at least I got steak out of it. I was like, well, there you go.
There you go. Okay. Oh,
all right, let's go outside. You want to go outside?
Cruise for Palestine. There you go.
No, not on. No, not.
Oh, Fry! Stop attacking the lady.
He's like, no, home base. He's like, I'm a lap puppy. I'm a Pomsky. Don't you know?
Don't you know? I'm supposed to be a lap dog.
I identify as a Pomsky. Well, thank
Oh,
you for having me on.
oh, thanks for coming
And
by.
yeah,
I'm
okay.
just
Yes,
waiting
we are
for the
going.
caucus to kick in, and then I'm going to take this thing over to Rumble. And then once it kicks in, I'm going to kick it. I'm going to kick it over there. So if you guys are not
Okay.
subscribed to me on Rumble, make sure you're subscribed because it'll kick over there. And everybody, go
Okay.
check out Mo because Mo is so
Okay.
awesome. She does Monday. She does these morning shows that will blow your mind away. It's all newsy news, and she does it in a short period of time. And if it doesn't make your day, well, then there's something wrong with you mentally. Thank you, Mo.
You're welcome. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody. Bye for Mo. We're sticking around here for a little while longer. We'll watch some more of this bullshit. Bye, Mo. Bye, Mo. Yeah, Mo's awesome. If you haven't checked her stuff out, she's cool. More of the Muppet here.
Understands relationship on the other side of Pennsylvania, understands what it means to bring two sides together, to get things done, understands where the people are and our Americans are and what they're feeling and how to deliver. And that's why you see an economy. All the data shows, and even experts, and some of you have written how the economy has come back. A lot of that is because of what this president has done. So look, his leadership.
Come back from what? You guys destroyed the economy whenever you came into office. So what? It's like you take 10 feet and you give back 2 and you call it growth. That is not growth. That is not growth. That is not good. That is not healthy. Fuck all you bastards.
His experience, we believe, speaks for itself.
Yeah.
And I think
you
that's
believe
what
it,
is
but
important.
doesn't make it true.
And I hope that the American people see that.
No, they don't.
On the documents question, just to try it, the president did say last January that when it comes to his handling of classified documents, there's no there. Is that still the case?
Well, I'm not gonna get ahead, certainly.
I'm not going to jump in front of the DOJ because, well, they'll steamroll me because, well, I fucked that one up also.
Of what is going to come out. I'm just going to be really mindful here. I'm just not going to get into at this point right now. It would be me making a hypothetical comment because we just don't have anything at this time, obviously.
Yeah, we do. You did shitty shit.
But I'm gonna any specifics, any details or anything related to that, obviously, as it relates to our comments from here, would have to come from the White House counsel. I just don't have anything to share at this time. Go ahead, Kevin.
Yeah.
When you're in meetings with the president, how often does he confuse names like we've seen him do?
I have not seen him do that. In meetings I've been.
Oh, you never seen him do it, or you just don't want to talk about him doing it.
It was a pretty landmark Supreme Court day today. How closely was the president tracking that? Did he watch it on TV?
So I'm going to be really careful. Obviously, it's an ongoing legal case.
It's an ongoing legal case, and you know that your ass is losing. Here's the thing. Every time they obfuscate, whatever the word is, every time they do that, it just means that they know that they're losing. Yeah, I can't really comment on that because you know that you already lost.
So can't comment on ongoing legal case as it relates to your question about the president. He's been busy all day, obviously delivering and working on the business for the American people. We just don't have anything on his
like sniffing small children
schedule today.
Oh, sure.
Not to belabor the point, but how would you describe the president's overall health?
His overall health?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that is. I mean, you see him for yourself, just like I see him for myself. I am not a medical doctor, cannot comment on his overall health.
It means they're losing.
You've heard directly from his physician. He's put out a detailed memo and document on the president's
Can't believe anything they're
He's going
saying.
to have another annual physical, which
He's going to have another anal physical. Yeah. Can't get
It's
physical.
just not for me to comment on the president's medical.
You would hear his body talk like as it smacks into the ground.
A couple times in the past few days, the president has said that he does not support abortion on demand. How does he define abortion on demand? And does that mean there are restrictions that he does want to see?
So look, I mean, the president has always been consistent when it comes
No,
to
he hasn't.
That particular question, which
No,
is,
he has not.
Look, he has been really clear and unequivocal when it.
Wait, she said that. Wait a second. He's been very clear. He's been unequivocal. He's been very steadfast. He has been very pure and to the point. And as a matter of fact, he always says what he means to say. And what he says is unequivocally that everything that he says is unequivocally true and not false.
Comes to supporting, restoring the protections of Roe in the federal law. And look, you know,
No, Roe's been decided. It's done. It's gone. Roe v. Wade, it's done. It's already been decided. Keep it out of the federal government. Keep it in your states. If you want to do this kind of horrible things to your children, if you want to delete babies, then keep it in your state and answer to your constituents for doing that. Simple as that. Don't place it on the government's hands. I like it.
as you all know, for nearly 50 years, Roe was the constitutional law. It was the law of the land.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It was not constitutional law. Shut up, because you do not know what you're talking about. It was not constitutional law because it was decided by the Supreme Court. Big difference.
And it gave the right for women and their doctors to make decisions about their
No, it didn't. No, it didn't.
own health care. And that is what we are going to continue to fight for, to make sure that Roe becomes, asking Congress to act, make sure it becomes the law of the land. But look, he believes, and he's been unequivocal about it, that
It was never decided by Congress or legislation. It was never put in by Congress or legislation. These people, sufferable.
supports restoring the protections of Roe in the federal law.
What does abortion on demand mean to him? Because while Roe was the law of the land, there were restrictions enacted in many states, waiting periods, other things like that. Are those things he is comfortable with? And there is a concern, I think, from abortion advocates that using language like abortion on demand.
Here's the thing. And I don't know how many of you folks out there are actually firearms owners. Okay. If you go to a shooting range, you have to sit through this wonderful, like, not every shooting range. Usually you can get like a little card or something like that. But you go to a shooting range and they want you to sit through a firearm safety course. Okay. And the reason they do that is because they want to make sure that you handle your firearms safely and you don't injure anyone around you. And it is not just for your safety, it is for the safety of all the people around you. And the reason they do this is not because they have to. Well, some places I think they might, but it's not because they have to. It's because they want to make sure that nobody gets injured. So to me, it would make sense if you're going to go deleting a baby, why don't you watch a video of what actually is entailed in doing that? What, just, for your safety, why don't you go ahead and watch that? All your firearms were lost in accident tomorrow. Yes. I lost all of my firearms in a snowstorm on a lake during a horrible hurricane. It was bad, and I don't have any more firearms. But if you did have firearms, you would know that there's certain training that they want you to go through. They want you to make sure that you sit through this training, and it's long. And it's actually not that long. It's about 15 minutes. 15 minutes of a video showing you what they do to a child whenever they rip it from a mother's womb, I think would be satisfactory to me. Hey, if you want to go ahead and do this, here you go. And you get to see what actually happens whenever you do that. To me, that would make sense. I think that if you did that, then go ahead, have as many as you want to, but you have to sit through this video and you get to see how horrible of a travesty that is to another human being. And then you can go ahead and say, yeah, I'm absolutely fine with doing that. Go ahead, just do it. Rant over.
A conservative talking point that they view as stigmatizing.
What I can say is, and he has said this multiple times, he believes in restoring the protections of Roe, what is in Roe, what has been written in Roe, what has been laid out, the provisions in Roe for almost 50 years before, obviously, it was overturned back in 2022 by the Supreme Court. That's what he believes, and that's what I would point you to. I don't have
And you
anything else to
notice,
add beyond that.
you notice that was overturned during his presidency. Oh, isn't that amazing? So, it seems to me that maybe they would want to step up on this and just say, listen, we overturned Roe during our presidency. Look at how wonderful we are. They could probably get more support.
Thanks, Corinne. What is it that the White House hopes that the officials who are meeting with Arab Americans today take away from those meetings in Michigan?
So let me just say a couple things at the top, is that this is part of the Biden-Harris ongoing outreach to Muslim and Arab Americans communities. So as you all know, and I made this comment last week, senior officials
this is where they
traveled
screwed up
to Michigan, and they are
again.
obviously traveling today to hear directly from the community, to hear directly from community leaders on a range of issues that are important to them, obviously, as well, not just them, but their families, including the conflict that we're currently seeing in Israel and Gaza. This is a private meeting. We want to give them
that really
space,
sucks.
to have a meeting that certainly has candor.
I just saw just now canceled appearance at caucus site sparks frustration among Trump supporters. And of course, it looks like, oh, wow. Here, let's share this. Oh, yeah, I don't care. Continue. Oh, Jesus Christ, you sons of bitches. Giving me all kinds of crap. I don't want to. No. Back to Maine. No, I'm not doing it. You can kiss my ass. I'm not doing it. I'm not supporting you, not giving you any of my love. Nope. Continue without supporting the site. There we go. So it looks like we've got in Nevada results 2024, still nothing. Oh, they really want me to support their ads. Refresh. What the fuck is wrong with these people? Jesus Christ, they're horrible. All my farms are lost. Oh, same chat. Yeah, I'm looking at the results here, and there are no results. See, still nothing. Looks like Virgin Islands was taken by the Trumpage, and it looks like they're still waiting on Nevada. But we've got another 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Wonderful. All right, let's bring this one up instead. Show this tab instead. There we go.
We believe it's important for these leaders to be able to speak directly to officials in the White House. As you know, we have been consistent with having outreach to the Arab and Muslim, Arab American,
consistent
Muslim
like
American
diarrhea.
leaders and communities, obviously, also the Jewish community as well, Jewish American community that has been.
You realize that the Jewish community and the Muslim community might be a little bit at odds as you ramble on.
White House officials are looking forward to this conversation. I want to be really.
No, they're
careful.
not.
It's a private conversation. We want to give them the space.
Why would it be a private conversation?
Repeatedly that they want to hear from them, but is anything that would come up in that meeting or any of the other ones going to affect or change U.S. policy?
Nope.
I want to be really careful. These meetings,
because
folks are going
you're
to
so full of
speak
shit. You got to be careful when you're full of shit.
In a way that they have the space for it to be open and honest. We want to make sure that there's privacy.
Open like a $5 whore on a Wednesday night.
Participants to be able to do that, to speak freely. I do want to underscore what you've heard from the president numerous times. Obviously, we mourn the innocent lives that have been taken in this conflict, and we've said that in
wait. What does that? What does that have to? Wait. There's been a conflict in America. Oh my God, I'm so lost right now. What conflict are you talking about? Are you talking about conflict in America? We're talking about Americans here. What? So you're identifying as Muslim before you're American, so you have to have that pronoun in there. That's just like saying you got to be considered either a Muslim American or an Asian American, how about you just call yourself Muslim, call yourself Asian, and just drop the American, because I don't want to be associated with a bunch of racist motherfuckers. You heard that sultry voice over Brian Johnson's lungs, and it hit me. I didn't want to listen to "Let Me Put My Love Into You." I wanted shiz. You're hilarious, brother. You're good. You're good people.
Palestinian lives and also in Israel as well. We mourn those lives, but I want to be mindful and careful. I don't want to lay out a specific agenda or what is going to be next steps. Obviously, they're going to have those conversations.
Well, how about this? You say what you want to have expected out of a bunch of fucktards, out of a bunch of people that want to kill each other. What do you want? What do you expect the outcome to be? All right. So if I am being a complete asshole to somebody, and they're being a complete asshole to me, what would be the outcome you'd want? No, we want you to get along, say kumbaya, hang out together, be cool with each other. Nothing wrong with that. That would be the expected outcome. But this is never going to happen, because these people don't like these people, and these people don't like those people just equally. So what's your problem? Your expected outcome? What is your expected outcome of a tragic situation?
Perhaps more broadly then, what is the White House's message to Arab Americans who are frustrated with President Biden's Middle East policy, and they want to see him break with Netanyahu and declare a ceasefire?
So our message has been always very clear. He is working very hard around the clock. You've heard from the admiral, you've heard from the president, you've heard from the national security advisor.
And all we've heard is a bunch of rhetoric and no action. So just because you say something doesn't mean it's going to happen. Get with it, folks.
Very recently, Jake Sullivan, he's working very, very hard, and his team is. And you saw Secretary Blinken in the region to stop the suffering of innocent Palestinians, and who have been caught in the middle of this conflict between Israel and Hamas. And
it's been going on for forever and ever. Here we go. So here's our results. It's too early to call. Nevada results. It says it's too early to call. What? Too early to call? What are they talking about? It is 10 o'clock at night, which means it's 10, 9, 8, 7, 7. It's 7 o'clock. So it's too early to call right now. Oh my gosh. What is going to happen? Oh, it's the end of the world as you know it.
So we mourn the innocent lives that have been taken here. And so,
am I echoing? Oh, sorry to hear that, Zach. Boating is the number one way firearms are lost. I blame the manatee. They've had it in for us. Oh, yes, those damn manatees. Am I echoing? That could be echoing. It could be me, but I don't know. I'm a special kind of moron. I've worked on it long and hard and long. So if I am echoing, I do apologize.
So what we are trying to do, and again, you heard this recently from the secretary and also our National Security Council team, is that we are doing everything that we can to get another humanitarian pause, so that we can get these hostages home to their families and their friends, to make sure.
What hostages? What hostages? Think about it.
That some of them are Americans as well, want to get them home and get that much needed critical humanitarian aid into Gaza. And that's what we want to see. And that is our message. Okay.
Why did the president himself
not meet with the Arab and Muslim American leaders in Michigan when he was there last week?
Well, as you know, that was a campaign trip, so I can't speak to what the needs of the campaign trip. I would have to obviously refer you back to the campaign and why it was set up in that
because
way.
One hand doesn't know what the other hand is doing, or they just don't want to talk about it.
Trip. So I'm not going to get into the specifics of the last time he was in Michigan, but we have been consistent
because they don't like him right now.
With leaders in the community. This is something that we have done throughout since this conflict began on October 7th. The president has met with Arab Americans.
So there's a conflict in Michigan, just so you folks know. Beware of the conflict in Michigan, because the Arab Americans in Michigan are in conflict
Republicans and also Muslim American leaders, and we are going to continue to.
And the Muslim American leaders are in conflict with the Arab American leaders, and they're just in conflict. And we're going to continue to, suck up to each side because, well, that's what gets us the votes.
Have that engagement as we're doing today.
Examples of those meetings?
Word salad.
I mean, you know of one of them that the president has had specifically. You know of also a Jewish American a meeting that he's had not too long ago. I just don't have anything else to read out to you, but you are aware that the president has been consistently meeting with them.
Yeah.
Has the president spoken to families of the Marines?
So meeting with who? Show me the proof of that. These are lies, not in fact at all. Oh, geez, they really hate me so much. Yeah, they're not updating anything on the. They're not updating anything on the caucuses right now. It is a complete shitstorm. Just so you know, it's a complete shitstorm.
Were killed this week now.
Obviously, our hearts go out to the just devastating loss of those 5 Marines, and their our hearts go out to their families and to their friends and the people who love them. I don't have a call to.
Yeah, it didn't go out to them earlier. So early in the week, they were just like, yeah, they were fighting for our administration. Yeah, now you're having to like suck wind. Good job, John Luke retard.
Read out from the president, but obviously they are in our hearts.
Green, to follow up on Mary Alice, has the president had more than one meeting with Arab American leaders?
So we don't read out every meeting, obviously.
Obviously.
The one, so has
I
it been
know
more than
because
one?
that one we did read out, and you all were aware of that.
That's
but
the only way you
president
can
has
talk
had,
about.
And his
Because the rest of them have
White House
sucked.
officials have had
Like
regular
big donkey
communication and
balls.
contact. We just don't read out every conversation, every meeting that the president has. But
Why wouldn't you?
We have had regular engagement with Muslim Americans and also Arab American leaders, and obviously as well Jewish.
The Muslims and the
On the southern
Americans.
border, can you talk about what executive actions the administration is considering?
So let me.
Yeah, they're not planning on doing anything with the southern border, just so you know, because the Republicans and the MAGA Republicans, they said, you know what, they just screwed the whole pooch. That's what it was, because they didn't bow down and suck the Ukrainian Poles.
Let me just say this at the top because I think it's really important. And the president, I think, laid this out brilliantly the other day about what.
No, he didn't. There's nothing brilliant about him.
What this time has all been about, right? We made sure the president directed his team, and you've heard us say that many times, but it is true, for 2 months, directed his team to have a conversation with Republicans and Democrats in the Senate to try and come forward with a bipartisan agreement.
That bipartisan agreement was nothing about sending money to Ukraine. And the Republicans said, no, we're not going to send money to Ukraine. How about this? We take Ukraine off the table. We take Israel off the table. We take Indonesia. We take off all of the Asian countries. We take all that off the table. How about we talk about our southern border? That's what we'll talk about. And if you want to talk about Ukraine later on, we'll talk about that.
Agreement, if it had gone into law, would have been the fairest and also the toughest agreement to deal with what is happening at the border, and also
lies, absolute lies right there, because it was not going to deal with anything at the border except for allow more people in. Pay attention.
Some immigration issues that we're seeing, and let's not forget the immigration system has been broken for some decades now, and congressional Republicans are choosing.
It has nothing to do with Democrats or Republicans. It has to do with both of them. Both of them screwed it up, and both of them are paying the consequences of it, because that becomes a big issue every election season. So what are the big topics that they talk about every election season? Think about it. What are the big topics they talk about? They talk about the southern border. They talk about what was it? 1 year it was North American Trade Agreement, NAFTA. That was one of them. And of course, Trump came in and said, nope, we're done with this. We're eliminating it. See you, bye. Done. Gone. See you. Not dealing with it anymore. And then, of course, they have to bring in other issues. Oh, it has to do with fentanyl. Oh, yeah, well, it could be fentanyl. Well, let's buy a whole bunch of like scanners that cost $65,000 a piece just for one of them. Oh, aren't they wonderful? Aren't they glorious? What a wonderful world to raise your children in whenever they're more concerned with sending money over to Ukraine than actually securing our southern border. Wow. You guys got it down. Good job. Good job, Democrats. Good job, Republicans. You both fucked the pooch.
Choosing to put partisan politics. You heard me say at the end of my topper basically was they have to decide who do they work for? Who do they work for? As it relates to executive actions, look, no executive action. No.
Well, they don't work for Mexico. That's a novel idea, but the Americans don't work for Mexico. Never have. Do I have any animosity towards Hispanics? Nope, because it's not those that are coming across the border. They're coming much further south, and they should be stopping off in Mexico and staying there. There you go. Novel idea. Stay there.
No matter how aggressive, can deliver the significant policy reforms and additional resources Congress can provide that
nope.
that Republicans
it's not Congress's job
to actually deal with this. We need them to legislate. We need them to actually take action.
Nope.
So we are always evaluating our options, but
you had no concerns because it was all about having Ukraine in there. Jesus.
Could have done and would have been able to put into place to deal with the challenges at the border and to actually deal with immigration.
I'm just asking what those options are, even if they don't have the same impact that legislation obviously would. What else could the president do to, given that Congress isn't going to do it?
No, I understand the question. What I want to say more broadly, there's not a
let's
action that actually could have
wipe it in broad brushes.
Implemented in an effective way what that bipartisan agreement could have, right? That is just a fact. There is no executive action that the president can take. Now, we're going to always constantly modify our approach to meet the ever-changing moment. I don't have anything to confirm or preview here at this time.
Because you can't do shit.
If you look at the holistic agreement, not one action would have done anything to really make the change that is meaningful change.
Oh, there you go. So one action never would have done any change. So had they signed this bill and agreed to send billions of dollars over to Ukraine, that one action would have not done anything to make any meaningful change. You heard it here. Thank you, Jean-Luc Retard.
Meaningful change that we had needed to see at the border. And if we have anything specific on modifying anything or taking an approach to meet the changes that we're seeing, we certainly will share that and to you all, but I just don't have any preview. Oh, we have to wrap. Go ahead, Gabe.
To follow up on what we do saying, is there a plan B now that this has failed?
We are always going to look at our possible actions, always. But I want to be really clear, right? What that negotiation legislation would have done, there's no executive action that could have touched what that piece of agreement would have been able to do. That bipartisan agreement.
We're asking you what
what I'm answering for you is that we are always looking at other ways, to modify actions that we've already taken.
We are
always looking at other
the bullshit, and you will eat the bullshit.
Ever-changing moment.
Enjoy
I just don't have anything to
bullshit
preview for you at this time.
We've asked several times before, but given the events of this past week, does the White House now support breaking off Ukraine and Israel funding now that this bill appears so gone?
Look, I think they're still doing their work over at in Congress, so want to be mindful there. But the president has been very clear how important it is to get this funding, to get that national security,
get that money
supplemental done. He's been clear about that since October. Since he put that forth to Congress, and it is important. You heard the admiral lay out what's going on in Ukraine and why they need that.
Well, doctor
what they were
said,
fighting for.
if
how
I'm going to
important
be
this president
impotent,
continued
I
to show
must
his
dress
leadership, how
impotent.
he strengthened NATO, how he's been able to bring more than 50 countries together to make sure that Ukraine has what it's needs to fight for their democracy. That is incredibly important. And so
Well, if Ukraine is democracy, well, they're screwed.
to have the defenses that they need to fight against a terrorist organization. We've been clear about that. So I'm not going to get ahead of things here, but the
Oh, of
president
course
could
not,
have not
because
been
you're an
clearer
idiot.
on how important this national security supplemental, these emergency requests that he put forth months ago, and you know it's been said here already at the podium. You know, we believe there's bipartisan support for Ukraine. We do. We believe that still exists. We believe.
You believe it because you got a bunch of fucking rhinos in there that want to actually go to war. Yeah, even Chicky Baby over here, she's just like, what in the hell did she just say? I mean, that face on her is just like, really? Support for Ukraine? We do believe it still exists. We believe. She's just like, somebody shoot me now?
Believe that there are congressional members on both sides of the aisle that wants to get this done.
In regards to the Herb report, I know you said you can't comment because it's not out yet, but today we learned that the White House chose not to redact anything and not exert executive privilege. Why did the White House not exert?
I was referring to the White House counsel, my colleagues there.
Lies.
We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, I'm out of here because answering difficult questions is fucking difficult. Oh, so fucking horrible. Jeez, these people. Jeez Louise. Well, here we are. Here's our Nevada presidential caucus election results. 2024 is absolutely, well, it's fucking undecided because they can't figure it out. Nevada results, it's too early to call. Why? Because, well, it's 0.01 in. 0.01 in. So here we go. Here's the numbers that are coming in. Looks like Clark County has 100% for Donald Trump. Holy moly. Look at that. Look at that little map light up. Shizzy echoing. Hey, expert. Say Danielle. So here's what's going to happen because my bladder is completely like tapped out right now. And I don't have anybody else here to back me up. So what's going to happen is I'm going to move this thing here in about 15 minutes over to the Rumble side. But what you're going to get is absolute dead air for just a little bit. Or maybe I can play something that's quite smexy. Let's see if I've got something that's really good. I'm sure there's something that I've got here that we can tap into. We can tap into some love, some joy, something that'll be unreal. What do we got? What do we got? I will find something here for you. Let's see. I'm going to give you guys a shit show for like the next 10 minutes. Not even 10 minutes. No, I better not do that. That would be horrible. I can't do that to you guys. No, I can't do that to you. I really wanted to, but I'm just looking at them, just like, that's probably going to get me deleted off of the YouTubes if I do that one. I will find something here for you guys. I will find something here for you that will give you some enjoyment while I relieve my bladder that has become absolutely like completely emboldened. Is that even a word? Let me see what I've got here. Let's see. No, not doing that one. Notifications. Let's see what we got. Let's see. We've got something here, I'm sure. And no. Got a home. I will find something for you. Damn, really sucks. I've been going 3.5 hours, and I've got to get something over here for you guys. Give me a second. What do I have here? Nope, that's going to get me in trouble. Don't want to do that one. Don't want to do that one. Don't want to do that one. I'm looking for something for you guys to keep you entertained for at least a little bit. Give me just a second. It's 24 seconds. I need something longer. Something longer than that. There's got to be a good one. Nope. 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 Can't do it. Can't do it. Nope. Not doing that one. Nope. That'll get me in trouble. 9 minutes and 37 seconds. That should give me a good amount of time. This will be perfect. And let me pull that up. All right. So I am going to leave you guys just for a little bit as you watch the votes come in. Give me just a second. I will share this tab and you guys can watch this while I relieve the bladder. I'll be right back.
There are many dates in a lifetime that you're going to remember. The date your children are born, the date you're married, the date you buy a first house, the date Abby and Libby went missing. One of those dates was last Friday, October 28th, 2022. At that time, we had gathered evidence, and the judge did find probable cause for an arrest of Richard Allen. This investigation is far from complete.
As Mr. Allen is now without counsel, I've ordered him transported back to the Department of Correction. Obviously, without counsel, Mr. Allen's hearing cannot proceed.
What's your reaction to the fact that his counsel withdrew and he wasn't even in court today?
Very disappointed. It doesn't seem to be much of a surprise.
Welcome back to Closing Arguments. We have new documents in the case against Richard Allen. He's accused of murdering two young girls, Abigail Williams and Liberty German, back in February of 2017. And since then, this case has been anything but typical. The defense claims their client did not commit these heinous crimes and murders. They say that the murders were part of a ritualistic killing. Allen's defense points the finger at an Odinist cult, and they've hinted that members of the prison system and the law enforcement there in the area, that they're actively involved in the conspiracy. These are all allegations. Today, those accusations continue. The defense filed new documents now alleging that there are two interviews that are crucial to the case of key witnesses that they say were recorded by law enforcement and then taped over by law enforcement. So they've been deleted. The interviews were with a father of a boy that Abby Williams, one of the victims, was dating at the time. And another was a man who was a friend of that man, who the defense claims, along with the boy's father, are both known Odinists. Prosecution turned over discovery to the defense, including a letter cataloging the evidence that the prosecutor was turning over, and it revealed that the boyfriend's father's missing videotaped interview and the second man's missing interview, if one existed, were due to a DVR problem error discovered on September 20th, 2017. All recordings up to February 20th, 2017 were recorded over. And the defense argues this is
so much better. This is such a relief. What are you going to do on Rumble? Oh my God. What was that? It explains the horrible breath when I went in for a smooch. Oh yeah. So here's the thing. What I'm going to do on Rumble is I'm going to be doing the Tucker Carlson interview with Putin, but only on Rumble. And that right there is probably going to happen within the next, hey, how's it going over there on the Rumble side? Lickin' so, or I can so. I can't really tell because the L's and I's always look the same. I see over on Rumble, but just know everybody that I will be heading over to Rumble here probably within the next, how much longer is this video? Probably within the next 15 minutes. I will be over on Rumble, like straight up over on Rumble. We'll be streaming the Tucker Carlson interview with Putin. And it is awesome so far. What I've seen of it is really damn good. And if you're not a member over on Rumble, well, I don't know what to tell you, because that's where it's going to be. Because YouTube does not like it whenever I put it over here on the YouTube side. But Rumble, they're just like, go for it, son. Go for it, because they like the promotion. And that's what I'm all about, promoting that shit out. So just know in the next 15 minutes, less than 15 minutes, we're going to be over on Rumble only. Well, we'll also be on Kick, but we'll be on Rumble. We'll be on the Twitters, but we will not be on the YouTubes. So if you're waiting to see what happens with the Iowa caucuses, you're in for a treat. It's going to get crazy.
Especially negligent, as those interviews took place 3 days after the murders, this long unsolved murder case. Still with me to talk about all this, Daryl Cohen, Molly Parmer, Meg Strickler. This gets weirder and weirder the more things that we hear from the defense. Is this just zealous representation, or are you starting to believe some of the things that they are alleging?
I believe very little of what they're alleging. But let's take a look at this for a moment. When our defense...
All right, here we go. We got a little bit over here for you. It looks like we're at 111, 99.1%, with just a couple of little counties, which would be Las Vegas, which they're looking at 99%, which is 97 votes out of 1, and 14 out of 0. So it looks like Binkley isn't going to get jack squat. Danielle, he will not shiz on Rumble. No kink shame. Oh, I will do so many things over on Rumble. You have no idea the kind of stuff I do over there, especially on my Mondays or my Saturday evening, whenever I start doing actual like Amazon Prime or HBO kind of stuff. Ooh, that's when it gets spicy. Because we got some stuff that happens over there that you don't see on this side of it. But it looks like Nikki Haley, sucked wind. And of course, let's pull up all the counties here, and we don't have any but 2 counties reporting 100% there and 99% there. Out of 97, there's 1 voter that voted for Ryan. Ryan is a special kind of retard because he knows that he can actually win this. Yeah, not good for him. But if you hang out for just a little bit longer, you're going to see that we'll be taking this bad boy over to Rumble. And I do have an outro for it. Whenever you see it happen, you'll know that if you're not over on Rumble, you're going to miss out on it. And you won't get my commentary. You won't get jack squat because you'll be over here going, "Oh, what happened over here on the YouTube side?" It's gonna happen. Just letting you know. Get your Rumble hats on. Put them on. Get them on really tight. Make sure that you're squeezing one out. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe if you want more of this content. It's not always this. So if you don't like it, well, just know that whenever you see this kind of icon up here, that stuff right there that goes on, chill chat and politics, whenever you see that, just know that we're going to be talking politics. If you don't like talking politics, then you don't have to be there for that night. That's not all that we do. We do other stuff. And sometimes I actually have guests on. It's pretty amazing how that works out. Sometimes people show up and they go, "Hey, I'll hang out. I'll give you hell. I will raise your awareness of how much of a moron you are." And I'm always a moron, guaranteed, like 90% of the time. So here we go. It's getting ready to happen. See you guys on the Rumble side.